Let me turn trick back up. I had to turn him down. I tried to do fucking Forsaken Purist today, but I was sucking because I haven't played Forsaken in a while.
Dude,
I only made it to like 60.
I was so upset. I was doing my purist in Forsaken, and I was running first room.
Mm.
I was flawless at round 50, and my game crashed. I was so fucking pissed.
Are you
Yeah, dude.
kidding, bro?
I'm so
I would
fucking
have
pissed,
punched
bro.
something.
Oh no, dude. I had to set down my controller, walk away. I've already shattered a
Before you
TV
threw it?
before.
Bro, that same thing happened to me on Mauer with the ray gun. I was shooting the ray gun and I just froze and it kicked me. I was heated.
Right. My whole PS4 just froze, and I was like, "Hello? Are you working? Do you hate me, game?" And like 30 minutes go by, and I just hold the power button to turn it off, and I was like,
You had
"Yep,
no
game
choice.
over. No choice. I'm just gonna go cry
You're
in the
hating,
shower
bro.
now, hanging my head." Like, FML,
That's
bro.
fucked up. That's fucked up, man.
It was. It was really
Alright.
fucked up.
You got your stream ready, bro?
Yep, yep.
Alright. Damn, bro. This is the one thing about this game that is shitty. It crashes for no reason.
Yeah, I feel like if you stream your game and you hit like 4 streams in a row, your game's gonna crash on the fifth one, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. That's probably exactly what happened to me, honestly.
Like, and then if you get a team and then you're like trying to go for like a flawless or a purist, and it's just like you don't hit the round and have the scrap that you need and everything to keep your armor filled. It's just like, oh, we gotta restart, and then you actually get the good RNG, and then you have to reset again because your thing crashes. It's trash. Oh, and he didn't hear any of that. And you didn't hear any of that.
I didn't, bro. I wish I.
Right, cause of course the game's gonna play exactly like Activision does. Oh, they're in party chat. We're just gonna mute them for a minute so they can't hear each other.
Bro, that shit is so dumb. Hella dumb.
Activision, man.
What were you
They're
saying though,
trolls,
bro?
dude.
I'm sorry you gotta repeat yourself, bro.
Oh,
What were
it's
you
okay.
saying?
I was saying it's
Find
like
the
when you
Omega
get
traitor
together with a team and you're trying to get the good RNG to go high rounds
Get it done. Or
super
your
fast,
pilot
but you
pays
can't
the ultimate
like
price.
get your scrap kept up or anything like that. It's like you gotta reset. And if you've done it like
Oh,
3 or 4 times, it's like you're guaranteed to crash. So just quit for the day. It's just rough. It's just so rough.
Can confirm.
And here everyone thought I was the treacherous bastard. Turns out Miss Goody Two-Shoes was a Nazi agent this whole time. Just a Nazi pick.
1 second, I gotta turn down this game.
The very facility that caused the outbreaks and opened the portals to the dark ether. She has planned this from the start.
Dialogue.
Get the power on.
I
We
don't
won't
need to
find
hear
her in
these
time.
guys talking. There we go. Now I'll be able to hear you. Harder. And Peck.
oh, is the game hella loud?
Yeah, my game was loud for some reason. Oh, sad day. I hate when you knife a zombie and it goes to give you a power up, but you can't back up fast enough.
You didn't tell me to reload, bro. What the fuck?
Dude, Black Ops 3 problems, man. having to reload for the
I
max
miss it.
ammo.
I kind of miss it. It's fun. It makes you, I don't know. It just makes you feel like you're playing.
Be more
the old Call of
calculative.
Duty. Yeah, exactly. I was playing BO4, and playing it after playing Cold War is way more fun. Like in my opinion.
I went all the way back to BO3, and not like the very first dog round I played. I saw the max ammo and I ran over it, and I looked at my thunder gun and I was like, "Why aren't you full ammo? You're still back with one shot." Oh yeah, that's right. I was so upset.
Oh, you gotta shoot that little last shot you got.
To reload, yep.
Damn, I haven't seen a thunder gun in so long. My PlayStation don't play. It don't play discs no more, so I can't play my BO3. Sad days.
Oh shit, man. I digitally download everything.
Yeah, you're smart, bro.
Well, I have rage issues, so if my game, like Fall Guys made me literally break a PS4 over my phone.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. Like the little Fall Guy, I hit the jump button, right? And he just topples over to the side. He literally just fell over to the side and was like, "No, I'm not gonna jump. I'm just gonna fall off the ledge." I'm like, okay, well, game developers, if you're gonna say this button is jump, at least make it jump and not say fall. So, yeah, I raged real bad.
That's hella funny. I never played Fall Guys, but I've seen other people do it, and I couldn't. I would get so mad because just one little misstep and your whole game is fucked. You're just done.
Yeah. It's tragic.
You said you were playing it for money?
No. I wish. I wish I was that good. No, I was just playing it, and I looked at the, like, how to work the buttons, and it said this button was a jump button. So I hit the button, but in the game, my character decided he was gonna fall off the ledge instead of jumping onto the platform. Like, completely sideways fall instead of jumping forward when I aimed forward and hit jump. And so I broke it.
Oh god, that's so funny, bro.
Yeah.
But it's tragic, but it's so funny.
It's okay, because it was the original, like, big, bulky PS4. Now I got a PS4 Pro.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what
So,
I got.
I guess I upgraded.
It was worth it, bro. In the end.
In a way. In a way, it was worth it. My fastest time finishing this Easter egg was 38 minutes in solo, but my game crashed before Klaus walked in and blew the thing up. It froze right when he was walking in. I was so upset.
Bro, how does that even happen? You're
Treyarch,
literally
bro.
at the end.
Treyarch. That's all I have to
This game
say.
would be so good. Bro, this game would be so good if it stayed. If it would shit itself every time you play it.
And then I haven't been able to go past 130 on this one because anytime I go to use a grappling rope, right here, the rappel, it crashes.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, so if I go down anytime after wave 100, I just don't get my perks because I have to use grappling.
You gotta run up the fucking stairs, bro. That's the only way. Hey, can you do me a favor and not open the door right here?
Not open the
barricade?
checkpoint Charlie area? Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. I see other people's runs and they open it. It like makes me confused because I just feel like that's saying you get what I'm saying?
I mean, if you if you don't want to ruin a train in Checkpoint Charlie, you can blow the wall. I mean, but I mean, if you like to survive at Checkpoint Charlie, then you might want to keep that thing.
Yeah, that's my spot, man.
Like I played recently with some randos in Firebase Z, and they opened every single door in the helipad area.
Bro.
Like every single door.
Oh no.
And I'm like, okay,
man,
so now the helipad isn't trainable at all.
Yeah, that's why I don't play with randos, because they're gonna destroy me.
Oh dude, they ruined the game.
I don't got my chat up. Whoever said that.
Whoa, hey.
I forgot. We should have saved, or I should have turned it on round 10, so we could have got an easy fucking Panzer kill.
Oh, I usually just walk around in the tower area. I'll stand in like the little circle thing, so when he goes to melee me, I can like slide out of there with my PH flopper. And then it just like, it works. We'll kill the big guy.
It worked. I trust you, bro. I trust you.
Or you spend the 2K to use the trap itself. But that's a lot of money. Come on, follow the train. Follow the train. Yeah. Avoid taking damage. That's a great challenge for when it's a full round. Thank you, game. Dude, the worst is when it gives you the kill zombies using melee at round 30. It's like, okay, thank you.
I needed that. Which one's your favorite one to get?
My favorite is killing with tactic with lethal equipment.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. That one's the easiest one.
Cause you can go to purple with a horde this big in one semtex.
Yep.
From
Yep.
nothing. I love how slow they are. Oh man, worst time.
Stressing me out though, bro. Like once you hit round 100, you can't even think. You just gotta keep running.
Right. Kill any zombie in rooftop. Oh, rip. Means I have to go down.
On this round. Alright, yeah, we can go do that though.
Means I have to go underground and run all the way over.
Thank you for the lurk tie or the tab.
No problem.
And the overkill. I don't really care about the Cerberus, so I'm kind of gonna let you like. Do all
I only use the Cerberus for the Tormentor rounds. Just because it's easy.
I ain't even gonna lie, when I use it, I use the explosive mod, and that's just getting me out of like tight situations and shit.
I just walk around the far edge. Cool. In your opinion, what's the best wonder weapon from Cold War?
Like, oh, in Cold War, the Cerberus for sure, no contest at all. How about you?
I'd have to say the die machine. Now that you can pack a punch it.
Yeah, I could see why you say that, but I just suck with it.
Now see, I use the gas die machine because all I have to do is like pop 1 or 2 and then run around in a circle in it. And it'll kill the whole train for me.
Yeah. It's pretty dank on Outbreak too. I watch people do like their high rounds and they're just running, they're super sprinting with that shit.
Yeah, the electric,
so
the electric one allows you to run super fast. It's like 225% normal speed, movement speed with the electric. And that's the only reason you would use it in Outbreak.
Yep. But you like to play die, like is that a map that you be on?
Yeah. I love to play die. Die Machine is my 3rd favorite map of all zombies.
Let me know what of all time?
Yeah, of all time zombies.
It's my least favorite, but it's my highest high round, so I could understand why.
The reason it's my favorite of all is because of the callback to the first map ever. Yeah. Because that's when I first started was knock. That's all I ever knew until Black Ops was knock.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I didn't have any way to get any.
And everything?
Yep, I did the campaign. I was a real big campaign and multiplayer person at World at War, and then I one day saw that I had this thing called Nazi Zombies unlocked, and I was like, what is this? And then I found the ray gun and the flamethrower, and I was like, ooh, this is fun. Unlimited ammo and something that shoots bullets of magical fire. I like this. and it was just go, just live. No pack-a-punch, no nothing, no juggernaut, no nothing. Just use your gun and live. How high can you go? And it took me forever to learn that you have to run around in a circle and be good enough to not get touched by these zombies more than once. It took me like 8 months to figure it out. And then I finally figured it out.
What would you get?
Like
what would be your highest before?
My highest camping was 50. 50, yep.
That's pretty fucking high.
In the top,
you know.
It's RNG though. It was RNG though. It's all RNG with the max ammos, you know.
I've actually never played Knox before in my life.
Oh, I love Knox.
Was it on VO3? I think so.
Yeah, Knox is one of the Chronicles maps.
That's the first time I ever played it, so it wasn't the same feeling you gave me as doing the campaign and all.
Oh yeah, because you had Wonder Fizz and you had Gobble Gums to get extra perks and to pack a punch weapons.
Exactly, and I still didn't make it that high. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to be kind of like when Black Ops 3 was out. I was terrible at zombies because I didn't see the value. But then I started like really playing. And I'm like, wow, this shit is fun.
Right. I think what really got me deep into zombies was Black Ops 2.
Oh,
Black Ops 2 was I was more of a transit. I loved transit and Nuketown.
I never understood how to open the door for transit.
Transit was awesome.
It took a lot of videos. It's cool. It's a dope map, but you gotta be good. Like I'm telling you, I was bad at zombies.
Oh yeah.
Town was the one. Isn't Town on transit though?
Hmm?
Like Town is where the bank is on transit, right?
Yes. Town was where you could keep money, and then the fridge was in farm.
Yeah.
The fridge was awesome. You could keep guns in there. Get yourself.
They did the same thing for Die Rise too.
Yeah, they did. Die Rise. Oh my.
That was a map for sure. Falling off of it, anger-inducing, but playing it without falling, fun.
Oh yeah. Die Rise. If you could get to the top, where you would have to build the plane to get away, that was the best. That was the best area. 'Cause all you had to do was run around
That was
the
Mama
staircase.
the Dead, wasn't it?
What?
Am I high? I don't think I ever.
Oh
did
yeah,
the
that was
Easter
Mama
egg.
the Dead. Oh goodness. Oh goodness gracious.
I was like, am I high?
I must be
Because I never
super
did the Die Easter egg. I mean what the fuck is it called? Not
Die
the whole
Rise.
name. Yeah, there we go. You
I
said
mean, it
you
is a
stoned,
die.
bro?
Oh, there's
Oh,
legend.
my fault.
Oh, nukes are good. If you purist, nukes, insta kills,
Best friend.
best friends. Like it's original zombies all over again. You don't have to worry about building up your ether shroud or anything. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
The only
One of my
thing that
runs
you
ended
say.
because I accidentally hit an ether shroud. That shit was a very angry time.
Oh, dude, that would suck. I had my die machine. I was running my purist on that for practices before I ran these older maps. Oh, hey, look at that. First try. I love it. Thank you, game.
Let's go. This is the game right here, bro.
That's what's up. This is the game. This is it. This is what we do. This is what we were made for, kids.
You feel me?
We were created by our mothers to do this. Kill zombies.
Exactly. And then our children will inherit the skills.
Right. Our children will inherit the skills of slaying zombies. That way, if the Nazi regime ever tries to come back, our kids will know what to do. Send them to the dark ether.
We gotta find Samantha. We gotta make sure to tell them to find Samantha.
Whatever you do, get Samantha. And not just any Samantha, you have to go for premise. Okay? Go for premise. Don't go for alpha. She is a bitch.
Yeah, she's a fucking
She's a
bitch.
demon spawn, bro. She'll kill everyone.
Because of Fluffy, bro.
All because of her dog.
Hellhound.
Rick Coven and her dad fucked over her dog and made it a hellhound, and then she just was like, you know what? Fuck you, Dad, I'm gonna become a demon child now. You trapped me in this box. You trapped me in this box, and then went to a different timeline and stole a different me from a different you to replace the one you got locked in a box. How dare you, Dad?
Bro, when you say it like that, it sounds so crazy.
Dude, it's true though. That's exactly what Maxis
Exactly.
did to his daughter, dude. I'm like, what the fuck?
Said,
How
"Fuck
dare
this
you,
one."
bro?
Fuck
Like,
this
what the
one, I'll
fuck?
just get another one.
Right, you can totally
Fucking
tell
Nazis.
that Call of Duty original Nazi zombies did not grow up in a PC era. The political correctness of how they treated each other back in the original World at War was not okay.
It was better like that though, in my opinion though. Like,
Oh,
making
yeah.
these zombies, like, how can you make zombies easy in a game that we kill people? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so, it's so silly. it's a silly concept.
I think my favorite storyline has to be the Richtofen that gets stuck in the chair of Blood of the Dead.
Holy shit, I've watched like Noah J cry over that shit. Like,
dude,
all the...
it's my favorite Richtofen.
You did the Easter egg?
Yeah, I love doing that Easter egg. It's my second favorite Easter egg to do of all Easter eggs. Horizon Drak's my favorite one because of the bows.
Fuck yeah, a man of culture. But what were you saying? Why is it your favorite?
Because it's my favorite story arc of Richtofen. It's really sad what happens to him, but the understanding, him understanding why it has to be, with him calling out, but don't you know, I'm Edward Richtofen, I'm the doctor. I save everyone. It's so good. It's the best way to end him.
Character development.
Yeah, the best character arc.
He needed it.
He did. It literally revamped Richtofen, in my opinion, to being worthy of being a good guy that he was supposed to be, instead of the evil ultimate Richtofen that wants to sacrifice everyone and stay alive. Like, the change to being the sacrifice and bringing about peace and the complete collapse of the multiverse to save a future for children is a big growth of a character from a evil experiment on children scientist. You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, I get you, bro. I get you. Because he was a fucking douchebag. He was a dick. He went from, like, the worst to the best character, like, in that one Easter egg.
Yep. And now he's back to being the worst in Cold War, because, in my opinion, the Edward Richtofen that they took and then went with Samantha into the Dark Ether to come to this storyline, like, after hearing how he tortured her in the audio files in this game, I'm like, oh shit, you're back to being your Ultimus, not the Primus. And I'm like, ooh, I wonder.
You know what? I didn't even think about it like that.
I mean,
I didn't really listen to the lore in this game, but like after doing the Forsaken Easter egg, I figured like Rick is the reason why Samantha got all fucked over.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the reason for it is because there's an audio file between Maxis and Weaver, and they're talking to each other because somehow a little boy got killed in a mission, like on a retrieval mission to like save this boy and everything. And in it, she says, I think the death of his son is what broke him, which is why he's so distant from us now. And Weaver responds to her with, Maxis, we don't talk about that incident, remember? He could be listening. And she goes, but it's just so funny that after the incident is when he got so close, so closed off and so cold to the idea of me being part of Requiem. Because it's before Samantha's even a field agent for Requiem when supposed some little boy gets killed. And they're talking about the director who used to be friendly with the operatives, but now is extremely cold and shut off.
He kind of got like a taste of Max's medicine. Like, he had to lose Max's in the old timeline, and now he lost his own kid. That's kind of interesting to think about. I didn't even know that. You got me ready to look up the lore and shit now.
It's pretty good. Like, I actually went and scoured everything.
Like
I did all
you
trials, I
collected all
looked
the
for
info?
everything, I collected everything for this game. Because
You're a
I
fucking G.
wasn't big into Easter eggs for zombies. I was really just a high rounds person, and just to see how far I could go type of player until Black Ops 4. Once Black Ops 4 hit, I started playing the Easter eggs because I watched the from World at War all the way to Black Ops 3 Easter eggs, and I was like, those look interesting and fun. And the storyline looks pretty cool too. So then I actually got to play those Easter eggs and I learned the story. So then in this one I was like, well, from the very beginning I'm just gonna go for the story. And I was like, okay, it's an audio file, it's not the Easter egg and cutscene. But the only way you can figure out that they're actually talking about the director, Richthofen's son being killed in an accident is because at the end of Forsaken, when you see Richthofen, before you see Richthofen, you see a picture of a man that looks like a Richthofen and a woman and their son together in the arms.
Yeah.
But
So
then if you
that was
look
like
back to the
their
audio
Yeah.
and you see how, and then you listen to his torture of Maxis, then you get to see the picture of, oh wait, it was probably his son that got killed. Which puts it all together for you. There's so many different, like, Easter eggs.
That's like a brain fuck. That's a fucking brain fuck if I ever had one.
Right.
I don't have the patience to look for all the fucking laws, but I'm for sure gonna look for it on YouTube
now. In one of the audio logs, Samantha Maxis is, keeping a journal entry of her time in the Dark Ether. And she talks about a little boy who she can't remember when he came about, but she knows that he has always been with her since she went into the Dark Ether. But he didn't leave the Dark Ether with her. And that's little Eddie Richthofen from Tag der Toten. So that's and he didn't get out when she got out. She got out because of Die Machine, which is why she had the audio, the video file to send to Weaver. Because if you look at her, if you have Samantha Maxis, the character, unlocked to play, the operator, and you look at her information card, it says her birth date, unknown. Her birthplace, unknown. Her age, unknown. Her, universe, unknown. They know she's a human, but they don't have any biological tie to any living human being on this planet Earth.
Do you know what that is, or they haven't revealed it yet?
Well, they can't find out who, why that is, because she's from the universe, in Black Ops 3. In Black Ops 3 when they went, Revelations. Remember the Revelation map?
Yeah.
How they had, how they went to a different universe and took Samantha Maxis before she was, experimented on, and Edward Richthofen before he grew up with Maxis, his father, and then put them together instead in heaven, basically. And that's the two from Tag der Toten.
Oh, okay,
So
okay. It's all connecting now.
Yes. So even the director, Edward Richthofen, is an unknown person in this universe. But he's the director of this organization. Therefore, did Edward Richthofen help the Soviets before he came to America to work Requiem? That's the question that we need answered. Because before Kramchekov and what's her name got a hold of the Forsaken and talked to him, you had the Die Machine itself. That was an old Nazi experiment that got turned on by the Soviets with what's his name? What was that? Olaf. By Olaf, the Megaton guy. And they were Russian that found the Nazi experiment, and the Nazis were already zombies. So then he went inside and turned off the particle accelerator and got trapped inside the Dark Ether himself. So what I'm wondering is, when did the Russians get information to go to Die Machine and check it out?
You're thinking it was Ricky talking like that?
Yep. I think it was Richthofen. I think Richthofen set this whole thing up.
Yeah, he seems to be, well, isn't he the director? Like, I feel like that's just what he does.
Yeah, he was,
because he's not gonna do it himself. You get
right.
what I'm saying?
He was the director for Requiem. I believe he was the leader of Omega as well. I think he was leading both Omega and Requiem at the same time.
For sure. That's why he has everybody's trust. Like, everybody trusted him, it seems like.
And which is funny, which makes the end of the cutscene with Peck at the very end, where he says, "I have to go visit some friends in nowhere," because the person said that island doesn't hold any human life. The Asian guy that he was going to get the coat from. Remember?
No, I don't know the Asian guy. Is he from this game?
Yeah, in this game, the Forsaken Easter egg at the very end, after Richthofen, you see Pep with an eye patch, and he's in an Asian area, and he says, "I need a charter to this area," and the Asian person says, "There's no one there." And he says, "Yes, there is. I have need to find some old friends." I think he's talking about Strike Team, and I think he's saying old friends as a call to being under Richthofen's direct orders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I think that would be a good time.
Do you think that they're gonna, I need to pause up after this round, but do you think that they're gonna answer the questions in Vanguard, or they're gonna leave it
There's supposed to be a round base coming. Well, something close to a round base.
It got
coming.
delayed.
Yeah, it got delayed.
Do you have Vanguard?
Yeah, I have Vanguard. I uninstalled it because of the lack of content and the crashes.
You were saying, I think it's, I forgot because Trick thought you were talking about BO4.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, let me pause up real quick. I'm gonna grab some. Alright, I'll be back.
Da, 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 da.
I was gonna clean my room until I got high. What is this shit, man? See, I was gonna go to work until I got high.
Ooh.
Shout out to Afro Man. Shout out to you, big dog, man. I type too fast and I don't look back on what I did before hitting enter. See, I'm the same way. Especially when you got the autocorrect. Yeah, I don't ever look at that because I'm just looking down at my fingers to make sure I hit the right letters, right? Because I can't do without looking. I'm not talented like these little kids and stuff. But, hey, I look at my fingers, make sure I'm hitting the right buttons and stuff, and then I hit enter. So when I go to look up at my message, man, it just be all kinds of gibberish, right? All kinds of autocorrect, and I'm just like...
Try using voice chat. Like text chat. Voice text. To text chat.
Oh well, hopefully they understand what I meant. For me. The window has closed. Fight on, Requiem. I don't think it's too early for that. Hell nah, I don't think so, man. I think we're doing good because we haven't took many downs at all, so we're like still above, way above average for salvage. We're about to hit another green reset here in like 30 seconds. That's like the fourth one or fifth one on green. Blues, we're at 50,000. Another 15,000 to reset.
What's a reset?
Said try using voice to text chat. Heck yeah, I need to, man. It actually works pretty good. I know somebody was doing that for a while. And, pretty good. I never think about it though. When I'm, I'm texting, I never think about that. Or else I would do that like every single time. I literally would. Every time I'm about to text, I would just hit the talk button and just say it. I just never think about it, bro. Running two-person purist with Dez. Okay, heck yeah, man. There you go. Run that shit up, fellas. Keep me updated and let me know how that goes.
I love the zombies community. So much better than the multiplayer.
What map are y'all doing? Yes, I got the 2P Mauer. Yeah, I think it's the Mauer. Yeah, 2P Mauer record. Me and David. I think we went to 100 or 101. I think it was 100. And we quit out. And it was like a 10-hour game, I think, for the two of us.
10 hour.
Alright, bro. You here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Alright.
Oh, so
You
we're
ready to
gonna.
start it back up?
Yeah, we're gonna beat Trick's record. He holds the 101 on this one.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's get it.
Alright.
Oh, hey, so
Who
best
did he
friend.
do it with? Did he do it with Drain or did he do it with David?
With who?
David?
I think David, yeah. Alright, I got... Okay, now I just need quick revive, but that's the easy one. Careful, okay. Just can't.
What you doing, bro?
I'm running over to spawn. I got my first 5 perks that I need. All I need now is quick revive until wave 44 before this super sprinters. Then I can get stamina up and all that, and I'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
Gotta work on my triples and my purple and gold combo. Then once I get a mule kick, I can box for a melee weapon, so I can throw shatter blast on it.
I don't really like to run mule kick until I have to, because having 3 guns is just
Well, see, I use the Cerberus until round 45, because the super sprinters just have easy kill. And then I run my thumper, and I shoot the ground with it for the rest of the game. And I only use the knife with Shatter Blast if I get pinned by a zombie just to kill it and get it out of my way.
Yeah.
And then Cerberus I only use on the Tormentor round. That way I'm not switching any weapons anyways. Mule Kick will keep my thumper filled up. Oh man, the game wants to drop me a self-revive on the ground. Rest in peace. Not allowed to pick it up. Son of a bitch. I hate that.
Oh, you can't do it on solo? I mean on duo?
Nope. Can't pick up any
I didn't know
supports
that,
off
so
the
good
ground.
thing you said that.
Okay. Yeah. Self-revive is only allowed in solos, unless you're using quick revive, of course, because that's a perk. And then you're only allowed to buy 2 self-revives, so your 4th down is the last down.
Yeah.
I dislike that rule though, the 4th down is last down, because if you're good enough to get back up using quick revive, you should be able to keep going. In my opinion.
Like that should be your last. Like, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Because if you can recover, you should be able to use it. Because Even in Black Ops
On
3.
BO4 Purist, you could use your 5th down. Like if you get one, you can use it. So
Yep.
I feel like it should be the same.
Yep. In Black Ops 3, if oh hey, Kaiser on the ground, awesome, sweet. In Black Ops 3, if you're using your gobble gums and everything, all you need to do is have perkaholic, because even if you use the 3 quick revives and the quick revive machine goes away, if you eat your perkaholic, you get quick revive, so you can get yourself back up again. So it's just like, wait, but I can continuously use quick revive in that one, you know?
I feel like Purist needs like a rework, especially for this game.
Yeah,
Just a little rework.
need World Records needs and I feel like they need to wipe the leaderboards every I say every yearly.
Or at least like review them, because I'll look at records and there won't even be a video for it up. You get what I'm saying? Like the
Right,
channel
yeah.
doesn't exist.
And in the
Should be
rules
getting
it
mad.
states that if you make a video and it becomes a record, and then your video gets removed from being able to be viewed by anyone, then your record is subject to being removed.
Yeah, I just feel like they don't look like they just. I feel like they don't get paid enough to look, I guess.
That too.
Like apparently the person who owns the domain wants to sell it, or he wants to at least like. He said he'll give it to someone for free, but it's like 50-50, and he still runs it a little bit, but that doesn't make no sense to me. So yeah, if you ever want to buy ZWR, it's your chance right now.
Oh, I'd offer $10 to him for it.
Oh my god. I wish, if I were to buy ZWR, I'd listen to the community, because that's what makes it. Like,
Right.
I feel like the zombies community is small and it doesn't get listened to, especially by tryhards.
Right. I feel like we're the second most abused community in all of gaming. The first most abused is Fortnite.
Oh yeah.
Everyone
It's 'cause
treats
a bunch of
Fortnite like garbage. And there's adults on there. They're not just kids, but everyone treats a Fortnite player like they're a 4-year-old.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
It's like the most toxic thing in the world. Like, this is what makes people not want to play video games. The toxicity.
Yeah. Video games, they're kind of like, like the age range, it's like you have to be mature, but they're advertised to kids, and it don't make no sense.
Right. It's some bullshit.
Like Fortnite. You don't be on that Fortnite grind, bro.
I gave up Fortnite because I literally streamed solos 5 games in a row and won every single game with 5 kills or higher for every game.
It's mostly bots, I've noticed. Like, I picked it up again this season, and almost everybody I played against, it was like I knew it was a human when they started building. You get what I'm saying? Like, this, it was weird. I don't like that they put bots in the game, but when there's supposed to be like 100 people in the game, you kind of have to.
Right. That's the one problem
I
with
just feel
Battle
like
Royale
I'm being
games.
exploited. The bots and shit.
Yep. Even Modern Warfare, they had to add bots to it.
Oh yeah. I don't fucking play that bullshit.
Back when Modern Warfare had it, and it was just Modern Warfare, it was good. But it came to Cold War, and then even before it got to Cold War, there was way too many hackers starting to get it and ruining the lobbies.
I like to watch compilations of cheaters on Warzone because it's funny as fuck. They'll be like, "What? How did I see that person over there?" It's so funny.
Dude, I
Yeah.
watched a pro make some crazy ass shots, and I called him out on stream. I'm like, dude, you're using walls and you're using auto aim. There's no way you're hitting those 1100 to 2400 meter shots with a sniper rifle with a regular normal scope on it, not an enhanced. At all, like basic scope, like what it comes with. You didn't even add an attachment for the optics. You just used the normal scope it comes with, and you just headshot that person, downed him in one shot from across the map. No, fuck you. You're not that good.
Yeah, they be trying to play like their viewers are fucking dumb or something like that.
And literally, his bot types in, "No, get good," and he must have forgotten to mute his mic because he goes, "Shit, do I have my cheats active on screen?" I was like, dude, you just said it over mic.
No, he didn't, bro.
I'm like, you just said it over mic. You just said it over mic. And 10 people even commented, yeah, no, we heard you say you're actively cheating and hacking in Warzone right now while streaming. And his stream cut. He cut his stream. I was like, no, fuck you, dude. You should get ban hammered so hard. Acting like you a pro trying to get paid.
He
by
said
people.
Get good.
And he told me to get good.
Like that.
And he was hacking. I'm like, fuck you, dude. That's why I play zombies. Because I'm good at zombies. And our community isn't as toxic as that. We're like, hey, dude, you want to get good? Hop in a lobby with me. I'll show you some ropes. I'll show you some tricks, man.
Exactly. The community can get a little toxic, but that's because, like the casual players, like the commenters and shit, like in streams, they'll start doing things and making something bigger than it needs to be.
Right.
That's the one thing that's like the downfall of the commenters.
In all honesty, I feel as though it's pandering to the YouTube community that's just trolls. They just want to see a toxic community or be toxic.
They want to. I see more. They want to be toxic, like, and disguise it as, oh, they're just supporting someone, like their favorite YouTuber. When it's like, bro, you can support most of the people I want to support.
Right.
I don't even want to say nothing because I feel like it's just so like, because I like seen it with my own 2 eyes. It was kind of insane. I was just sitting there like, damn. Most of these people who are talking about like the people in question, can't even make it past round 30. So it's just shit like that. It like, I don't know. It pisses me off because I love every zombies, bro. You feel me? Like all the people that go for records, I have so much respect for them because it's like this shit is not easy.
Oh yeah, it is not. It's like to do the world records and to do any of these challenges and even place on a leaderboard, like good for you to even attempt it. And then to place it, clap on the back for you, let alone taking first place.
Bro, I don't care what position. As long as you try and you're on that leaderboard, bro, you're a fucking G. For real.
Right. And if we didn't have, like, the leaderboards or any of these challenges, I feel like the game itself would just become boring.
The ZWR is why I still play Cold War. That's literally the only reason.
Really?
Yeah, because it's boring. It's like, or it's not boring, but it gets old really quickly now. Like after playing it for a year, you're just like, okay, well, like you don't get no more crystals, you can't upgrade your perks no more, you can't upgrade shit. Like it just gets, you're just like, okay, I'm done with it. you don't get
Right.
rewarded. But when you get a world record, that's like, fuck yeah, I just put my all into something and I got a record for it. So I could
Right.
go back to like BO4 or something and just play because it feels like, this doesn't feel hard. I think that's what it feels so easy. So it holds your hands to everything.
Right. I feel like this was created to cater to the people who really liked zombies and Black Ops through Black Ops 4, but they complained about the difficulty too much.
Yeah.
So
BO4
people
was fucking
hated
hard.
it.
It was fucking hard, don't get me wrong, but that's what made it fun. That's what made me want to go back to like get better. With this shit, it's like, alright, well I hit round 100 on every map, like, it just doesn't feel as, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, bro.
I have yet to hit 100 on Firebase Z in solo.
Oh yeah. I don't even think I've hit 50 on them. I've hit 60, like co-op, but it just takes so fucking long. It takes so long. It's not worth it.
For me, it's the wonder weapon. For me, it's
why?
the switching between alternate ammo and regular ammo, like the ball, and making it explode. Especially with my controller, with the button delay that it has, I don't have time to make the ball explode by the time I switch and start firing before the zombies are on me. And I'm like, this is not how a wonder weapon should work.
Yeah. And you can't even change your controllers. Like in other games, you could change your binds and shit. On here, you just gotta deal with it. It's so annoying.
Yep. It's like, And then Vanguard. Oh, Vanguard. Oh, goodness. Don't even get me started on that shit.
Bro, I want you to get started because I haven't bought it yet, so I need to hear what I'm getting into.
Don't buy it. First off, do not buy Vanguard.
That's what everybody told me.
This is what you get when you buy the game Vanguard. You get a game that when you play multiplayer, it's a 50-50 chance your PS4 or any console you're playing on, besides a computer, is gonna freeze up, and you have to literally unplug your cord from the power outlet. Your hard setting the power will not turn it off. It's too frozen. You literally have to unplug it. Then, if you don't want to have to hassle with that and play the campaign mode, you have 2 hours on Veteran. Yup. Veteran. The hardest difficulty. You have 2 hours of campaign. You also have 8 hours of cinematic cutscenes. Really.
Oh, fuck.
So, I downloaded campaign map pack 1, 2, 3, and 4 for cutscenes to be 3 of the 4 map packs. Fuck you, Treyarch. And Hammer Games. Literally.
Yeah, that's a big fuck.
Did you notice how I didn't talk about zombies? Because Vanguard does not have a zombies game mode yet. Prove me wrong. They have a wannabe Outbreak piece of shit that has 3, maybe 4 objectives to do, that has zombie-like creatures in it, but also like, I don't know what you would call it, mutants that scream and explode, and also juggernauts from Modern Warfare's survivalist mode.
What the fuck? No way.
Yeah, that have miniguns that are just shooting at you, that are called that are. It's basically their version of the Krastonat. The Krastonat. But instead of a flamethrower, he's walking around with a minigun, and he has an actual like Iron Man suit of armor. And I'm like, really? Really? And none of the guns are good except for one shotgun. And that's the only gun you're gonna ever want to take into your zombies. Otherwise, you're gonna have to find that shotgun by what they call round or wave 5. Even though it's not a wave, you go and you kill like 4 zombies in the main area, then teleport and complete an objective that can take anywhere between 30 seconds and 2 minutes. Or you could take a complete 4 hours to do it, if you want to take that long to do it. And I'm like, no.
What the fuck?
Dumb. That's dumb.
Is there a mystery box, or like what the fuck?
There's a mystery box, there's a pack-a-punch.
Uh-huh.
There's also
there's
chests.
Perks, but they're called something else, right? Chapels? What the fuck?
Chests. Like the golden
chests.
chests that you find.
You said a chapel.
No.
Yeah.
And then instead of having like alternate ammo types, you have covenants. And instead of upgrading your perks, you have covenants that you have to sacrifice hearts for. But you can only sacrifice up to 3 hearts and only have 3 active covenants at a time. And there's only literally 3 good covenants to use. And they are turned, Deadshot Daiquiri, but it's not a perk because there's only 5 perks, which are dumb. And then you have Ultimate Scrapper, and it just makes it to where you can pick up more scrap and at a faster rate.
Ultimate Scrapper.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And then here's the perks. You have Juggernaut. You have Quick Revive, which doesn't even revive you if you go down. It just allows you to pick up your teammates faster, if you want to play with teammates. So if you're not with teammates, it's useless to even get it. It doesn't help you heal faster. Then you have Speed Cola, which even at its peak, even at its maxed out max, it's still slower than this Speed Cola without being upgraded at all. So it's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Then you have Stamina Up, and on that Stamina Up, it's like Black Ops 1's Stamina Up. You never stop sprinting ever. Even when you shoot, you don't stop sprinting. Even when you reload, you never stop sprinting.
I don't think that's really that bad though.
That one's not that bad. That's the only good perk.
Yeah, I like to run.
Now Juggernaut.
I was gonna say.
Now Juggernaut. They had to patch this.
Hold on. Give me a second. What's up with it, Ty? It's pretty good. It's going good. We're chilling, vibing. My boy telling me about Vanguard. And what's up with it, Fear Trent? Thanks for following the other day and coming back. I appreciate it. But sorry, I had to just talk to him real quick. But what happened with Jug? They had to patch it because of what?
They had to patch it because the first time when they added at the start of Vanguard Zombies, they had Jug and they had 4 upgrades to it. The first upgrade took you from 100 health to 125 health. Then from 125 health to 150 health. All the way up to 200 health. Which that's 200 health, not 250. And then it doesn't help you on the armor.
And they patched it?
Yeah, they had to patch it because even with your armor, in Vanguard, your armor gets shattered within the second hit of a zombie. So, yeah. And when you have no armor, you're literally a one-shot, even at 200 health, by wave 7. By wave 7. So you're a 3-shot. And that...
The whole game, basically?
Yeah, the whole entire game, basically. And people were complaining that this hasn't been a thing since Black Ops 1. Because in Black Ops 2, you started being able to get, like, the shield and having it on your back.
Yeah.
So you could have, like, 10 hits at max. You know?
What?
So they patched it.
What the fuck is the point of having armor then?
Right, exactly. So they patched it now, and instead of being instead of being 200 health, it's 300 health, which takes you from a 3-hit to a 4-hit.
So it's jug.
So it's a regular jug again, and I was just like, okay. So what you're telling me is you gave this awesome stuff to Cold War, and this is supposed to be a precursor story to Cold War's story. Something doesn't add up right.
But they can't even get the zombies community to get into it because it's so shitty. Like,
yeah.
They're regressing.
Yep.
They're going backwards.
I
don't get that.
I feel like Black Ops 4 at launch was more stable than Vanguard. Do you remember how bad the blue screen was with Black Ops 4 original release? Like
almost every
game you played, within 5 minutes, blue screen. Blue screen. Vanguard, every 2 minutes, blue screen. Blue screen. Black screen. Just frozen. No loading.
You gotta turn your whole place. You literally have to basically break your system to get it to work again. No.
It's trash. 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 Like, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Like, if
I'm not gonna buy that shit.
If Treyarch came up to me and honestly...
so Treyarch worked with them, right?
Yep. Treyarch, Activision, Hammer Games all collaborated to make Vanguard
a shitty game. I mean, Vanguard. Yeah.
Yep. 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 Build up points. Now that I'm tripled on my dismantler, that way I can get the perks real quick. Oh man, dude. I feel like they literally released Vanguard saying it's ready to play, and looking at each other at the boardroom meeting going, I wonder how long it'll take the community to uninstall this game and ask for their money back. Like, I feel like that's what their goal was.
It's been half off since the shit came out. They know what the fuck they did. They're just pretending like they can't hear us. Because they know.
Oh yeah, shit,
I've never seen a game be for half off as long as that game has been. And it just came out like the same year. Never heard of it, ever. They know what the fuck they did. I feel like it was just like a test. Like, they just wanted to get something out there. And they're like, fuck it, we'll use this. Because I'm really hoping that this next Treyarch game, the next Zombies, is really gonna live up to Black Ops 2. Like, for real.
Well, from what I hear from the community and from Treyarch leak sources that are more reliable than others, that the Activision's 2023 COD is gonna be Black Ops 2 remastered.
Holy fuck.
Like, it's gonna be Black Ops 2 from PS3 days, but cleaned up graphics and an integrated system and everything. Like, it's going to be exactly Black Ops 2, but clean. To be
I
able
feel
to
like
run.
Black Ops 2 was supposed to be on like a new gen. Like it
It
didn't feel like a excuse me, a PlayStation 3 game.
it doesn't. It doesn't at all.
There's actually on the 28th, I believe they're turning the servers back on and shit
For
for BO2. I keep
PS3?
calling it P. Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
No
This
fucking
is the
way.
28th.
No
I
fucking
swear to
way.
God, if you dust off your PlayStation 3 right now and get it ready for fucking
Oh,
the 28th,
oh,
you'll be
it's
able to
ready. I can't wait for BO2. I can't wait. I'm gonna go back and play some BO2. Shit.
I lost mine, bro. I'll be there right with you, but you're gonna have to do it for me, my man. For real.
Shit. I know exactly where it is. It's right with my PlayStation. It's inside my PlayStation 3. That game never left my PlayStation 3.
Bro, I lost my PlayStation with BO2 in it. That's hella funny. That's funny as shit. Probably
Shit.
the
I
greatest.
stole
Like,
yours.
in my opinion, it's the greatest COD. Oh, that's what it was, huh? Give it back!
Damn it. I got caught. Son of a bitch.
What color is your launcher?
It's the triple pack color. I could throw on my dark ether for it.
Oh, my fault. I mean, like, the rarity. I always say
Oh,
color
it's
'cause
purple.
I forget the word.
It's purple.
Hell
It's
yeah.
a epic. Oh, hey, no, it's not. My bad. My bad. 1 second. Damn it! I bought
You bought
3
the
armor instead. Fuck. Fuck
I
my
saw
life.
it.
Fuck my life.
That's funny as shit.
Alright,
bro.
I'm gonna
I
go
saw
down
it
on
happen in
purpose
real
now.
time.
Fuck my life. I should just kill myself. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, bro, we only got 4 of them. Is it each or like for the whole game?
Oh, no, no, no. It's infinite since it's multiplayer. As long as you can pick
really?
me up, it keeps going.
Oh, okay. That's.
And I say as
ended
long as you
games
can
with
pick me
over
up
40
because
res.
I'm pretty sure you can go farther than me without going down. My best flawless on this map is 90.
Oh, that's fucking great. That's basically the record, ain't it? So yeah, we're good.
Flawless? There's no way the solo record flawless on this is 90.
Oh no, I mean like the purist record is basically.
Oh,
isn't it
the
101, right?
yeah, it's 101.
The flawless on this shit is 935.
Yeah.
Pack a Punch just got it the other day.
Yeah,
I saw him do it.
I
It was
don't.
amazing. It was a crazy game.
I can't comprehend that shit.
Bro,
I can't
he
comprehend
had
it.
the focus.
He's cracked,
He had
bro.
the focus.
No, dude,
He's
he didn't.
cracked as
He's
fuck.
cracked, bro. He literally hit the pipe before starting and then paused, went off screen and hit it again. He got cracked on this game, bro. I've never seen someone move like he moves. I swear he's running a hack. I would call him a hacker, but I know better.
If
I
you
know
didn't
better.
Yeah.
If I
Bro, he's a
literally
fucking
didn't
G.
know better and not watch his stream enough, I would say no, he's obviously running a speed up engine or something. But no, he's not. He's just
Your
that cracked
skill.
at this game. Not even
He
skill.
knows
He's
so
just
many records is crazy.
at the way he moves and reacts. It's before the game even makes a move. It's like he can anticipate the algorithm of the zombie movement itself. Dude, you're cracked. You're a cyborg.
Yeah, he's fucking cracked.
You literally hack the
he
game
has more,
with your mind.
What the fuck? He has like 3 935s now.
Yeah, dude.
Or 2 of them. He's going for his 3rd, the Dime Machine.
He's just like Pikachu, bro. Like, fuck you, dude.
Oh yeah. Fuck you.
Like, Pikachu
That's
with the
funny.
fucking die machine, fucking 935 first room. Like, get the fuck
First
out of my
room.
lobby, bro.
Okay,
You're the
Insomnia did the
reason.
same thing too.
You're the reason I don't try to go for anything over 300.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Anytime I see a record that's over 300, I'm like, yep, nope, I'm never gonna play as good as that person. He's cracked out just like Pikachu and that other motherfucker. Pack a punch and pack a lunch or whatever. Like,
Yeah, that's his. He
get
has a
out.
twin brother. I think that's so funny.
I
Better pack a
know.
lunch. Better
Get
pack
the
a
fuck
punch.
out, dude. You hate
They're
me,
dank.
man.
Bro, I feel like you could do it though. You have the passion for zombies.
I do.
You
I
gotta
I
push it.
just don't have a reliable game. I'm on a PS4. I can't let it sit overnight for 5 days in a row or more.
You don't play.
Like,
You don't play local.
no, I've only played online.
Bro, you need to get on that local hype. That's how Insomnia does it. He only plays local games. I think Pack too. He only plays local games because they know how
Does
like already how
local
fucked up this game is.
does local make it so it doesn't crash or something?
It makes it to where you don't have to leave your PlayStation on. Like you can put it in rest mode and turn it back on, and you're back in the game.
Wait, what? Get the fuck
Bro,
out.
you didn't know that?
No,
No,
I didn't.
stop, bro.
No, no way. I could
swear
have
to God,
held
bro.
records for the. Dude, I could be
Bro,
cracked
you're
like
holding
these
them now.
motherfuckers. I could literally be cracked like these fucks. You,
Bro, yes.
you just changed my whole zombie career. I thought I literally had to be like online, like actual PS Plus, like actual doing this shit, like. Fuck,
Fuck no, as
bro.
long as you stream your shit, bro, you're good. Let's go, we finna see you more on the leaderboards, let's
Oh
get it.
yeah, dude, I'm
Let's
gonna be
go.
way higher than 8th and 9th place and 7th place.
What do you hold right now?
I hold 10 leaderboards of round 6 and lower because the rounds are just way too high for me to be willing to pause the game, go to my job that I have to work because
leave it on.
the U.S. government doesn't want to let people make enough money to live per hour, so they have to work
I was
like
actually, bro,
12
I was
hours a
watching
day.
this YouTuber. 12? No, you're fucking cracked in real life. That boy said, yeah, I'm doing 12-hour shifts, it's nothing. But I'm actually watching this YouTuber that's talking about he thinks that the government should like give us $1,000 like every month.
No, no, no.
Like just
The
for
government
living
doesn't
here.
need to give money out to people. What the government needs to do is stop stealing money from its people called taxes. Do you know what
Oh, yeah.
do you know what the federal government did to the American federal government did to its people back in the 60s? They literally walked into their social security deposit boxes and took all precious metals and gems out of them, gave them a note called the dollar bill, and said it's worth all the gold in America. This is what this dollar means. It's 1 ounce of gold. That's what our dollar
But
used to
gold
be
is
backed
way
on,
more.
was the gold standard. No, back in the day, an ounce of gold was $1 because a dollar was worth an ounce of gold. Because it was just a note saying you had an ounce of gold in the bank. That's all it meant.
Now you have this dollar.
But now all you have is a piece
Oh.
of paper because we're no longer backed by the gold standard. They stole our gold and then said, nope, you don't own gold anymore. We do. And your dollar
Bro, I
isn't
did
backed
not
by
know
the
that.
gold anymore. You didn't know that? Yeah.
Bro,
That's what the
bro,
American government did to its people, bro.
I want to punch every president. Like, that's how I'm feeling right now.
Tell me
That's
about it,
some
bro.
fucked up ass shit.
They've been lying to us our entire existence. Oh, and taxes? You know how they say that's to go for roads and everything? 80% of all our taxes go into the pockets of the corrupt politicians that are in DC and in the chambers of Congress and the Senate. Everyone gets paid in that by the taxes because of write-offs, and because they get paid in taxes by because it's a federal government job. And then on top of it, we pay our military as well, and any military spending. So our taxes pay Dow Chemical to create chemical weapons for our military.
That's where our taxes go?
That's where our taxes go.
Our military is worth billions and shit?
Yep.
Like billions.
Because we pay it. And the people don't go, you literally put your hand in our pocket every week of our life.
I feel like it's because we don't know, like I feel like most, like where I'm from, I feel like 100% of the people did not know that they did that. The dollar used to be like the same for gold. Like, I feel like the education system should have told me that when I was in high school. They never said anything of that sort.
Oh, let me blow your mind. Anything. Let me blow your mind with this. What do you think the education system was built by?
Bro, you gotta tell me because I won't be able to tell you.
The government built the education system because whoever leads gets to tell what's real. So history and everything like that is written by the winner of wars. You don't hear the South saying we have slaves and it's okay because it's in the Constitution. No, you hear them saying the North said that we're not allowed to have them anymore because they won the war. History is written by the winner, and the government, and the winner is the leader of the government, or whoever becomes the government of that society. And then whoever leads that society can make certain rules that allow or not allow certain things to be said in schools. Like, oh, freedom of speech is allowed as long as it's not seen as harassment or counterproductive to the betterment of society. But yet, one of our presidents... So
basically they're spoon-feeding us little baby-ass shit that's not real.
Yep.
That's what I heard.
literally Ronald Reagan and Roosevelt went live in their presidency stating that there are secret members of the world that have access to dark powers and abilities to control the masses with the media and propaganda and war. And they want to put shackles of enslavement on the American people, and they will stop at nothing to do so. And they try to lie to us and state that they are doing it for the betterment and the enlightenment of humanity. He was literally talking about the Illuminati and the Templar Knights of old, the leaders of the Roman Catholic Church, aka the Church of Satan. Literally the Church of Satan. If you go to the catacombs of the Roman Catholic Church, there's a satanic altar with Beelzebub's head there.
So we got fucking duped. We got fucking duped.
Everyone got duped.
We're getting duped.
Yeah.
We're still getting... It's not even like a got. It's like we are, to this day, still being duped by these motherfuckers. It's like the Catholic Church runs everything.
Look at,
Even if it seems like it doesn't, Christianity is just another branch of Catholicism. Just rebranded.
Well, Catholicism is a direct segment of Christianity. Yes. But Christianity itself started before Catholicism.
Yeah, historically.
Yep. Actually, the first Christianity first started out as Judaism.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was originally just a tribe of people who believed and worshipped what they saw as the true living God.
Because Christianity left out, like, there's a bunch of, like, Hebrew books that they
There's
left out,
over
like, out of the
800
New
books.
Testament.
There's over 800 books from the Old Testament that haven't been
Yeah,
added.
yeah, that's what I meant, the Old
There's
Testament.
the Book of Enoch, and there's like 4
That's
of
the
those
only one I know
in
about,
one.
the Enoch one.
There's the Dead Sea Scrolls that are like 120 of them. There was the
Damn.
burning. There was the burning of the Library of Alexandria, and that set the world back
Do you
1,000
think that's
years.
real, though?
Yes, I do.
Like, do you,
I really do believe
but do you
that
think that they didn't have
Alexandria got
no
burnt
other
down.
records?
What?
You don't
Yeah.
think that there's no more records of that shit? Like,
No.
the-
Because the person who did the burning, believed that the Library of Alexandria was occultic knowledge from fallen angels, aka the pre-flood world, and the reason he set fire to it and destroyed it was because he never wanted the pre-flood world to come back, which I can totally understand. But at the same time, like, you totally may have, like, gotten rid of the only way to, like, cure some things that should be cured totally. Like, mental
It just
disorders.
took away a lot of credibility. Like I'm sure, like, if whatever in the Bible is true, someone could be told these things, like, in a dream or whatever, however they want to do it. But no one's gonna fucking believe them because there's no evidence of this written down, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what a lot of Christian people depend on, is the Bible and what's written in it. And if you don't have any real proof, they're just like, well, fuck what you say. It's not in my book. You get what I'm getting at? So annoying.
But recently, within the last 5 years, they have proven that Jesus Christ was a real person.
Yeah, he for sure was. Like, that's one thing that never was a doubt in my mind, that he was real.
And they have also proven
speculations of him.
they have also proven that his blood is still alive to this day. It's the only human blood that is living to this day. No, not descendants.
Mean, like,
no,
just,
literally, like, blood from his crucifixion area was put in a petri dish, and it started dividing and creating white blood cells. They were living blood cells. They're all alive still to this day, 2,000 some plus odd years later, of the human being Jesus Christ. And its chromosome count is, as stated, 24 chromosomes. 23 from his mother, human mother, 1 chromosome from his alien father. But his alien father's DNA matches male human DNA, except his the one Y chromosome that defined him as a male, that matched with every chromosome of the 23 chromosomes of his mother, literally, just like the other 23. Yeah, so literally, his mom made his likeness of what he looked like. But the fact that he was a guy was from his father's DNA.
That was,
Yep.
You just fucked my mind, bro. Like, Like, I was following you that whole time, and I still had, like, an aha moment. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that was insane. That was fucking insane.
The craziest part about it is
Hmm.
the fact that his blood is still alive.
Well, yeah, but I don't know why that doesn't really surprise me, just because if they prove he's a real person, it proves that all the shit that they said about him is, like, true. Like,
Well,
he is,
just because he was a real person
wasn't a
doesn't
god,
mean
but
what he stated wasn't true. No. What proves what he stated was true and the fact that he is God in human form is the fact that his blood still lives to this day. Any human being that has died, its blood cannot create white blood cells. It cannot divide. It cannot move. It's dead. It's
wait,
considered dead.
wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to rewind, because you said he's God on Earth. Like, he was supposed to be God, but in person form. Is that what
Yeah.
Jesus is supposed to
Yeah,
be?
that's what
Like,
Jesus
not his
was.
kid.
Like God himself.
I used to go to. I was a church kid, so I stopped going once I grew up. So I never
Okay.
really got the whole gist. Like, I knew it was like God, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, but I never knew that it was all one. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, it's all in one, but it's all separate as well. Okay, so you have God the Father, which is the all-authoritative, creative being that is God.
Yeah.
Then you have the Spirit, which is life, which is God's life essence himself, which he gives to every living being that will accept him. That's called the Holy Spirit, which is what Jesus said was his Spirit that was going to be the comforter that was given to the people at Pentecost through the religious beliefs. Then you have Jesus Christ himself, which is called the Son of God, or Son of Man, or Great Root of David, or the Lion of the tribe of Judah, all those, or Lord of Lords, Kings of Kings. That is his title in the Bible. He also goes on to state, before Abraham was I am, which is a call to, in the beginning was God, and the Spirit was with God, and the Word was God. That's what it calls to. The Holy Spirit is the Spirit of God. God the Father is, in the beginning there was God. And then the Word is the Son of God. Because Jesus in the Bible states, through me all things were created, and by me all things are established. And how the Bible states God created everything was by his word. Therefore, Jesus is saying, I am God's literal word. Therefore, that would mean him being human and on this planet, he was still God incarnate on this planet. So it was God himself on the planet. I know it's a lot.
Holy fuck.
Right?
All I can say is holy fuck.
It's crazy.
Where are you from, bro?
I'm from Michigan. Michigan,
Because I
United
know
States.
in some oh shit, I'm getting shot the fuck up. I know in some places Christianity is more like people take it more serious than like in California, that's where I'm from. We don't really take religion that serious. You get what I'm saying? Like we'll
Right.
go to church, but usually like the younger generation will just leave. We just
I
leave.
don't go to church as if like the
But
building
you like
church.
to learn of it?
Oh fuck. Oh, I had a Kaiser. I should have used my Kaiser. I totally forgot I had a Kaiser. Ooh, buddy pal. Thank you, guy. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Hi. Yes, goodbye. I'm running. Got away. Scared. Should probably get this armor now. Why didn't I grab armor? There we go. My button lagged. Anyways, yeah, I don't really go to what you would call church, but I mean, I read my Bible daily, and I have a relationship with God.
Yeah.
Like, I talk to him, I pray, I have faith that he forgave me, and that he loves me. But as
That's
for
all
like,
he really wants. Like, you don't gotta go to church.
but as for
But yeah.
what people would say as religion, I don't do that because
You're more of a spiritualist.
right.
Like not like how the New Age spiritualists would say they are, like with crystals and stuff, but like how the Bible intends people to
Right.
be, really.
To be in a living worship relationship with the creator of all things, Jehovah God.
Exactly. Mhm.
Yes.
I
That's
just feel
what
like
I
church
am.
is just to get your money. They just want your money.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I see the building churches as. Now, the biblical church is totally different. That's just the actual true believers of Jesus Christ himself. Because that's what he stated in one of his famous sermons on the Mount. His most famous sermon, the Sermon on the Mount. He stated to everyone, because the Pharisees said, Master, look, your mother and your sister and your brother stand without, wishing to desire to speak with you. And then he outstretched his arms to everyone around him and said, Whoever is willing to do the will of my Father in heaven is my brother and my sister and my mother. So, what he's stating is the people who believe in God, the Father, and him are his mother and brother and sister, basically the church. But not a building.
Why no father? Because God is the father?
Yep.
Is that why that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Jesus is famous for stating, do not call anyone on the planet your father, because you only have one Father, and he is in heaven. For he created everyone. Which is why he states, do not pray as the publicans with many words, but when you do pray, pray like this. Our Father who is in heaven, hallowed is your name. Let your kingdom come today as it is in heaven on this earth. That's why he taught like that. Because he wanted to get people to understand that the creator of everything is the father of everything. He designed it, literally. He spoke it. He thought it, and he made it.
And
that
it
would
only
be
took
a
him 7
father,
days.
in my understanding. That's what a father is.
Right.
They take their
Okay,
time. They take their time to help develop their creation. You know, something that came from them into the best it can be. That's what a father does. And that's what Jesus teaches that God is. So, that's how I go about that. So,
Yeah. Okay,
I mean,
yeah. I've been wanting to read the Bible, but I can't sit. I don't have the attention span to sit. You get what I'm saying? But there's a lot of information in there.
they have an amazing app called the King James Audio Bible. You can download it to anything you want, and you can literally just from the very beginning, or you can skip to whatever book you want in it, and you can just hit play. You can go to whatever chapter or whatever verse you want in it, and hit play, and it works, and it'll read it to you.
Holy shit. Okay, yeah, I need to do that. But I want to I want the version where they be like thou and all that shit.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's the
wanna...
King James version. Thou shalt not
Okay,
steal,
yeah.
thou shalt not.
Yeah, I don't want it in like
The
regular
thys,
English
the
because I feel like it's not gonna be translated how it's supposed to. You get what I'm saying?
mm-hmm. Correct. Oh. My favorite book in all of the Bible is probably the book of Jude.
Jude. What is that in? The Old or New Testament? I don't know shit, bro.
Old
I'm gonna keep it
Testament.
honest with you.
It's the Old Testament.
And why does that? What makes that one stick out more than the others to you?
Because in the story of Jude, it's about a man who is the most righteous man in all of biblical time. And God, one day, the King God, the Father of all creation, had all the angels and the hosts of heaven and the powerful places meet, all the brothers and sisters of the angels, gathered together to present themselves in front of God the Lord. And Satan came amongst them. And God said to Satan, "Where dost thou come from?" And Satan says, "I come from here and from there. I go to and fro through the whole world. I am the one who accuses everyone, and I am the one who tempts everyone." And then God says, "Well, have you considered my servant Job?" And Satan goes, "Yes, Job. Isn't he like your favorite of all those sheep, of all those created things down there?" And God goes, "Yes, because he regards me, he worships me, and he pays honor to me, and he fears me." And Satan goes, "Well, isn't that without good rapport? Because haven't you given him everything his heart desired? You don't let any sickness come to his household. He has a beautiful wife. He has amazing children. He has the most land out of all the people in his village. He has the most cows. He has basically the best everything. He's basically Elon Musk, basically. You know what I mean? Just owns Tesla, you know, has all the best stuff. And God says, "Okay, you know what? You can do anything you want to Job except harm him. You can't harm him. You can't make him sick. You can't kill him. You can't hurt him. But you can touch anything else of his. That means his family. You can go after.
I know this
you
story.
can go after anyone."
And he never blames God for anything that he went through.
So Satan goes after him and he gets him. And Job, and the people say, "Man, Job, you must have really fucked up for God to do this to you." And Job goes, "Well, what God gave me, God has every right to take away." And everyone's like, "Oh man, you should just curse God because he's being a dick to you. I mean, I don't know what you did to him or what you did to make him this upset, but not even the worst criminals in our village have lost their whole entire family except for their wife. Hasn't had grievous sores or lost their cattle or anything like that." And then he wouldn't go after God at all. Even his wife tried to get him to go after God. He wouldn't go after God. And then God allowed Satan to make him sick and put him on his dying bed. And even to his dying bed, he's willing to say, "Nope, I'm the sinner. I'm the one that did all this to myself. It's not God's fault. But you know what I am going to say to God? you know what, God? If I've done so much to displease you, and if I did so much to wrong you, if I've been such a bad person to you, God, you know what? Kill me. Fucking kill me. 'Cause I'm no good to you. Just kill me. If anything else. And God doesn't kill him, but he sends a vision to him that basically states, I was using you to prove a point to Satan. Because I knew you wouldn't talk bad about me, and Satan said you would. This is why these things happen to you. And then he gets everything back, basically, tenfold. And he still praises God.
For keeping faith.
Yep, just
That's all
just
he
for
asks,
knowing.
keep your faith.
And it's not even about keeping faith. The moral of the story is, no matter what you are as a person, you didn't give anything to yourself. You had to work for it. You had to do something for it. Someone gave it to you, and that person is God himself. But what God creates and gives away, he can take back because everything is his. Just like a painter, or just like Treyarch, they created this game. We have to sign terms and conditions. If we misuse their object of entertainment in a way that isn't deemable to their standard, they can stop us from playing it. They can lock us out, right? That's basically the same thing is what the story of Job is trying to say. God can lock you out.
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Basically, if you do something God doesn't like, God has every right to take it from you. Even if you don't do something.
For me, that don't... Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It didn't make that much sense because Job never did nothing but, like, be a good man.
But
God is kind of just using him as an example. But I get what you're trying to say, though. I get what you're saying.
That's the point of it. Like, even if you didn't do anything, everything can be taken. But the point of the story that they were trying to make, the people in Job, they were saying all this happened to you because you did something wrong, Job. So it's also a story to people saying you don't have to do anything wrong for bad things to happen to you. Bad things happen to anyone. That's also a reason I like it as one of my favorites, as my favorite story. Other than Jesus, of course.
That's a good one. I didn't even know I knew the story until I heard, like, I just had to hear a little more of it. That's one of the most, like, prominent ones that I've, like, ever heard.
Right.
Like, you know, you hear about Cain and Abel, you hear about Noah, but that one really, it hits you different.
You hear about, Samson and Delilah more than you hear about Job usually.
I know the names, but I don't think I even really know the story. But I know the name Samson.
Samson was during the time of the judges in the Old Testament. And that was back when the Philistines were messing with Israel a lot. And Samson was born one day, and his mom asked an angel of the Lord, to bless her son with amazing abilities to be safe from the Philistines, to be basically unkillable. And God said, okay, well, if you take him, if you raise him on a certain type of food and never let him cut his hair, I will give him inhuman strength, basically, and he'll never be able to be overtaken by his enemies. So he
as long as he kept his hair?
Yep, as long as he kept his hair straight. So he learned God, he praised God, and he never cut his hair. And then he would go to war with the Philistines, and he would slaughter their armies, and he would free the Israelites from them. And then one day he sees a woman and he falls in love with her. And she's a Philistine woman. And they marry, and it's supposed to bring peace between Israelites and Philistines. Because he's the Israelites' great champion, and she's like, I think she was the king of the Philistines' daughter or something like that. And so they had a treaty. But then the Philistines went to her one day and asked her to find out where Samson got his strength from, so that they could beat him. Finally.
Oh, beat him.
Yeah,
I'm thinking they want to
beat him
harness it for themselves, but they're like, fuck
no,
him.
they want
to
take back control of Israel. Because they're jealous of the Israelites and their promised land and everything like that. And so he tells Delilah a lie, and they try to get him, and it doesn't work, and so they go back to her and tell her to get the truth from him. She goes and she gets him liquored up, and she talks to him and seduces him, and he goes, fine, I'll finally tell you the truth, because she basically makes
her.
yeah, she basically guilt trips him. Well, if you truly love me, you'd share everything with me, even your weaknesses.
Oh,
and so he does.
Say that, but what a bitch.
Basically,
yeah.
that's what she says. And so he does. And so she tells the Pharisees, the Philistines, and they come and shave his head in the middle of, well, she shaves his head in the middle of his sleep. And then the Philistine come, and she goes, Samson, come, help me, the Philistine is broken in. And he goes to stop him, and they beat the shit out of him. They gouge out his eyes, and they make him a mockery. Yeah, they strip him, they make him naked, they blind him, and they keep him tied up in their courthouse, their biggest court building, in a chamber of between pillars of rock that hold up the roof. But what they forget to do over time in captivity, his hair grows, and they forget to shave his head continuously to keep him weak. So then, one day, God speaks to him, and he says, Samson, today is the day where you bring glory back to Israel, and you free them from the Philistines forever. Because it was prophecy. One of the prophets spoke about Samson before he was ever born. And so God God goes to him and says, today's the day. You will come and be with me, and you'll sacrifice your life to kill these Philistines. And so one day when the Philistines are making a mockery of him because they have children just wailing on him with sticks in the room where he's all locked up.
Yeah.
And so they have a big old feast, and while everyone's drunk and everything and picking on him, he tells them, you forgot to do one thing, keep me shaved. And your judgment has finally come, just like my judgment, and my judgment and your judgment is the same, death, because we have disobeyed the one true living God's direct order. And his direct order is the 10 Commandments, obviously. And so he pushes on the pillars and collapses the roof in on itself. And kills everyone, including Delilah. Because Delilah was made a whore. After she sold out Samson to her own father, the king, he turned her into a prostitute.
Like a prostitute? You said
Literally.
Prostitute?
Yeah, like a prostitute.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No! wait, that's so foul. She did all that for him, and he was like, you know what? Now you gotta fuck for pay. That's
Yep.
some shady shit.
Well, I mean, she
But I
was
mean,
married to an
she still
Israelite.
deserved it.
She was married to an Israelite, and supposedly the Philistine thought you were less than human if you married us.
Oh, after married? Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. What
After,
the fuck?
yeah. I know, it's pretty messed up.
Bruh,
A
like, that would
lot
not
of the Old
stand
Testament
nowadays.
stories are pretty fucked up. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, there's a story where God
She would be
himself
an OnlyFans person right now. Uh-huh.
where there's a story in the Old Testament where God himself tells the Israelites to slaughter every man, woman, and child. Not even just the men, women, and children, but every animal that they have as well.
What the fuck?
Yeah, every
God told
living...
them to do this?
Yeah, God told the Israelites to slay every living creature in that land. Down to
Holy
the
shit.
last cattle.
Well, I mean, we're talking about the same guy that did the giant flood. So it shouldn't surprise me, but at the same time, it's surprising.
Yeah, we're talking about the same God that had like the entire globe besides 8 people drowned.
Yeah. I wouldn't put nothing. He could do that though. Like he has that right. He
Right.
made the whole place. That's the craziest part to me, I guess. That like even though apparently that the rainbow was a sign that he'd never do it again, but like he can because he doesn't really have to keep a promise to us because we're still just his creation.
But
you get what I'm getting at though?
Yeah, but that's even that's the part that truly speaks to his character. Even though he doesn't have any obligation to keep his promise to any of his creations or in general, he still does because that's the type of being he is. He keeps his promise.
Yeah.
Like everything. Like no matter what. I'm like, man, that's a badass right there. Like, there's no one I can say that's kept every single vow they've ever made. I don't know anyone else I can say that about.
Because everybody you know is a human and we're imperfect. Like,
Right.
we can never be perfect, which is, you know, probably for the best, even though it sounds like it's bad. But if we were perfect, we'd be God.
Right. Ooh. Wow, we're already at 40? Oh, it's been 2 hours. Holy moly.
Shit, bro. It's been 2 hours for real?
Yeah. Holy moly.
I didn't even realize.
I didn't either. Haha. I didn't even know it was 40. Whoa, whoa, glitch, lag. Haha, I just literally did a 360 and teleported into a wall. That was fun.
Holy shit, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good.
It's
not like
let me know
you-
if you need to pause up, hit a
It's
goal
not
or
like
something.
you hit a lag switch button or anything.
How do you know that?
Man, if you have a lag switch, then you obviously be playing some Modern Warfare Warzone.
Hell no.
Only
That's the
hackers
way
play
people
that
win
game.
nowadays. Yeah. Fucking losers. But yeah, what the fuck? Let me know if you need a pause, bro. You need to like take a dump or something, you know. Hit a bowl if you smoke. Whatever you gotta do, just let me know.
Oh, I have a little dabby pen. I have a cartridge pen.
Oh fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, gotta love
You don't smoke like bud?
Oh yeah, I do. I also I smoke cigarettes. I smoke pot. Used to smoke other stuff. Quit all that shit though.
Alright, but that's good to hear. I love to hear things like that. For
I'm actually
real. Good, man. Good on
4
you.
years clean off of crack and meth.
Bro, that I don't even know you, but I'm proud of you. Like that's because that's not something easy. Like
Oh,
4 years clean, and
Yep,
you're
yep.
not even looking back, bro. That I'm proud of you, bro. For real.
You know the
That takes
hardest one though
strength.
is alcohol. Alcohol's a bitch. I'm
Alcohol. Yeah,
year
and
and
that's the
4
legal
months.
one.
Year and 4 months on the recovery train.
Fuck yeah, bro. Did you do the AA or you just cold turkeyed it by yourself?
I went to rehab for a week,
Hmm.
but other than that, hey, just been cold turkey, keeping busy,
All off
working.
the strength of the Lord, you feel me?
Oh yeah, that's one of the first
That's really cool, bro.
first prayers I do every day is, God, just for today, help me not drink.
And it's been working for you for, you said, a year and a half?
A year and a half.
Let's fucking go.
Let's
That's
go,
what
baby.
that's what it's all
Getting it.
about. Hmm.
And I feel like he supernaturally delivered me from the hardcore drugs that I was into, like the crack and the methamphetamines and the LSD and DMT and stuff like that. He
How do
got
you
me
feel
off that.
about? Uh-huh.
He got me off that stuff. Like 12 minutes. It took 12 minutes.
Is this when you got like found? Do you feel like you got found when you stopped,
Oh
or
yeah. Oh, I
like?
definitely got found. Okay, so how I came to Christ was on a 10-hit LSD trip.
Oh, you had your ego death and all that.
Oh, way farther than that. I actually went to hell, bud. I literally went to hell
Oh
itself.
shit!
Like the abyss, the
How much?
abuso.
How much LSD did you take?
10 hits.
Holy fuck! You damn near shouldn't have came back from that trip.
I
Like, not
shouldn't
even
have.
a.
And
You should
you
not
know
have came back, bro.
you know how long it took me
Uh-huh.
to come back?
Bro,
3
how long?
hours.
Holy, no fucking way. You're
I was
supposed to be
back in
high
my
all
right mind
fucking
3
day.
hours. 3 hours after
LS,
taking it.
even just one hit.
Yep.
One hit will take you a whole day to get the fuck off of. No,
No
that's some real
withdrawal,
shit right
no
there.
withdrawal, no come down, no nothing.
So how was that? Do you remember it? Tell me all about it, cause bro, I
So
love stories like
this
this.
is
For real.
how my day started. It was my 25th birthday. And the night
Mhm.
before I went over to my buddy's house and I said, "Hey, it's my 25th birthday tomorrow and I want to have a great time with some friends. I need 20 hits of LSD." He's like, "Oh man, you got like 20 you got like 20 friends coming over or like 10 friends coming over?" I'm like, "I got like 4 friends coming over." He's like, "Man, you going for like a week?" I was like, "No, man, this is going to be one day." He's like, "Dude,
Yeah.
be careful. These are double dripped tabs." So
Oh.
basically it was 20 hits that I took
Yeah.
in one go.
And 10.
Yeah, with
Oh.
10.
Oh.
10 pieces of paper,
Yeah.
double downed.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So I start with 4. I put 4 on my tongue. I look at my friend, I show my tongue, and I'm like, "I'm about to go have a fun time." They're like, "Be safe." Because I was
That's
used to
already
doing
8.
2, 3 at a time. And
yeah.
when it first
So
hit me,
you doubled that.
yep,
You doubled it and then some. Uh-huh.
yeah. And so when it first hit me, I was like, "Man, I feel like I'm floating on a cloud," because I was sitting on my Tempur-Pedic bed. I'm like, "Man, I feel like all
Yeah.
warm and fuzzy, and I'm floating, and man, this is awesome." My friend was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take mine." And my other friend was like, "Yeah, I don't think today's gonna be a good trip day for me." I was like, "Oh, more for me, I guess." So I took theirs, which was 6 hits altogether. Because I took 4 for myself, and they had 3 each. And
Oh.
so I took their 6,
okay, yeah.
and I ate it right then and there. And about a half hour later, I walk into the living room, I look at my aunt, and I'm like, hey, what's that? And I pointed to the little black orb that was floating in the room. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, I took some LSD, I'm sorry. She's like, be safe. What do you see? I'm like, a little black orb. She's like, don't mess with it. I'm like, it's harmless. It looks inviting. And I poked it. And, well, I should not have interacted with that thing. Because it was a portal. It was a portal to hell. Because I went down the reading rainbow of hexagonal kaleidoscope looking tube typhoon thing that twisted and turned. And all of a sudden I was dropped in a black chasm that I could just call the Valley of the Shadow of Death because you could see no light. And it was so cold, it burnt like the most ridiculous fire ever. And all you could hear in the distance that felt like it was behind you was...
Like groaning and crying?
Yeah. And
Holy
grinding
fuck.
teeth, like people pulling their hair and grinding their teeth, but you couldn't see anything, and like it felt like you were floating in water, like if you go in a pool and you go under the water and you just float. It felt like that, but it also felt like so cold, like the coldest winter you could think of in Alaska or the Arctic Circle, but also be hotter than the sun at the same time.
Well, when something's so cold, it feels hot, so
Right.
that makes sense.
And also something so hot, it feels cold.
Yeah. My mind is being fucked. But okay. Wait, before you continue, have you heard of Dante's Inferno?
Yes, I have. I've read it. I've read
you're a G. I watched the movie.
I've read the movie is based on a playwright which is called Dante the Divine Comedy.
The Divine Comedy, yeah.
It is amazing.
Right?
I highly recommend it.
Reading the book or watching the play?
Reading the book.
Both?
And watching
I tried, bro, I can't sit and read, but since you're giving it this high regard, I kind of have to. I'm gonna try it, but yeah. Was it anything like that before you continue on with it?
No.
Okay, that's because that was all I was thinking the whole time that you were describing it. I was like, is it like that? But all right. Keep
Now,
going.
some things can be similar to that. Like,
Yeah, like I was
every
wondering,
so-
like if you were in purgatory.
every so often I felt like I was being pulled to a memory. But it wasn't a good memory. I never had a good memory. It was always a memory that was terrifying. I never wanted to rethink it ever again. It was one of those. It was something, and it wasn't like someone did something to me. No, it was something I did that I should never have done, and I know I should never have done these things. Because you don't do these things
That's
to
what they
people.
say hell is.
You don't do this
That's
to
what they
people.
say hell is. I read something in high
And
school.
If I
that said
knew
that.
if I knew that is what
wouldn't
I
have did
was
it.
doing when I did when I did in real life, what I thought wasn't a big deal, I would never have done what I've done. Like, in my
Well, we all
opinion,
make
because
mistakes,
no, they're not mistakes. No, I was a
man. You
piece
think
of
they're
shit.
written in your book of life?
Yeah. They
like
weren't
you were meant
mistakes.
to do that.
They weren't mistakes.
Yeah. Now I get what you're saying. Now I get you.
They were things that I did that you never want to ever do, but you don't know how not to do it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you, bro. I won't ever be able to understand like what you did, but I understand what you're getting at, like what you're ensuing.
Like, just,
I get what you mean, bro.
like, talking to someone. Like, I didn't know, like, one of the lives that I lived, I murdered someone. And I didn't murder this person in real life. Because I never met this person in real life. But
So
I
it proves
know
that
that
you live
I've
different
seen,
lives.
I've seen this person in my life before. But I never met them in real life. And killed, like, and I
Okay,
never
yeah.
killed them in real life. But
Okay,
I
I get you.
remember being behind the wheel in a car one time, being really pissed off and hungover, and freaking out on a person that pulled out in front of me at a yellow light and making me stop at a red light, and just being like, "You motherfucker, I hope you fucking burn in hell, you piece of fucking shit, you not knowing how to drive, motherfucker," type thing. In my hell
Yeah,
vision,
the road rage.
I killed that person. I literally killed them on the road that day and sent
Holy
them
fuck.
to hell. Like, literally sent them to hell. In my heart. And I was judged
Yeah.
because I did that to go and spend my
Oh,
life
you
in
shouldn't
hell
say things
for
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes with what Jesus says. Love each other as I have loved thee. Do unto others as you would have done unto you. You don't want people talking like that to you, right? You don't want people
Hell no.
doing that shit to you. So don't do it to other people. I never understood that stuff when I was younger. Religious
Yeah.
people don't teach it that way. They teach, oh, you just get forgiven as long as you say I'm sorry and everything's
As you
hunky
pray
dory.
and all that.
You know, and just give
Yeah.
us money and be fearful and come to us once a week for an hour to an hour and a half max, and you'll be forgiven and you'll go to heaven. No, that's not how you go to heaven. Because I did that, and I still went to hell. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It was like your wake up call to
Yeah.
show you the bullshit.
So,
Mm.
I lived like
Mhm.
48 lives. Like full lives. Like 50 years.
In
Each.
that one
In this
hell.
place. In hell.
That's
Like,
how they say hell. Like I read
and
something in high school that said that that's your hell. Your hell is living through memories and shit that you don't want to have. Like you just keep waking up thinking it's over, but no, it's just the next one, or it happens again
oh
and
no,
again.
no,
You
no.
know what I'm saying?
No. See, when you die, you wake
Uh huh.
up back in that floating area. But there's a pause
Mhm.
between each life that you go to live, and you get tormented by demons. These sickly, sickly lizard-like looking creatures in the distance that you can't get away from, but you can't fight against. And they claw you apart, and you bleed, and you feel everything, but you can't die. And every breath that you try to take, it takes the most amount of effort ever. Every hour in this place is like, it feels like a lifetime in itself. Just to get a breath of air is like, and even to go once an hour hurts more than anything you'll ever know. It's crazy. And then you go back into a different or a similar one or the same one memory or life
Mhm.
of what you have to do.
Mhm.
And I
After
remember
that torturous.
finally, just
Uh huh.
like, I was like, you know what? I never put my faith in you before, but if I'm not dead in real life and I'm put myself in hell due to LSD and there's a way to bring me back, please, Jesus Christ, Son of God, who died on the cross, who was born of the Virgin Mary, who was born in Bethlehem, who was baptized by John the Baptist, and who preaches the kingdom of God will come, and the Holy Spirit will come to those that believe, and that you died on the cross for my sins, and you have washed them all away by your blood. I believe it and I receive it. And just as I finished saying that, the vision of hell opened up, and I could see the fire, the lake of fire that I was in. I could see the cage that was around me, that I was being put in the molten lava, being dipped into molten lava. And I could see the alligator-like creatures tormenting people. And I could see other people crying and screaming and didn't have eyes in their face. Like they didn't have eyes to see, which is why everything is darkness. You can't see because you don't have eyes. You can't see in hell. You don't have eyes in hell, bro. But somehow I got eyes. And then the middle of the sky of hell opened up, and the brightest light ever, like the most radiating, most piercing to the very soul. Everything screamed as if it was painful for them, except for me. It felt warm and embracing and loving and kind. And I knew it. I knew it was Jesus. And I said, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Please, open the door, open the door. And just like that, I floated out of my cage. Like the cage just couldn't hold me anymore. The door didn't even open. I just floated out of the bars. And a hand, bigger than anything ever, like I fit in the middle of the hand, pulled me up out of hell. And in the middle of this hand was a black and red hole where a nail would have been put to pierce it, to hold him to the cross. And I was standing there in it. And it said, my beloved son, you finally get it. Come. And I was taken to heaven. And I just remember a place of pure white, where I couldn't remember any pain. I couldn't remember any fear. No sadness. Only joy. Only excitement. Only expectation. Only willingness to be a servant of the person who brought me to this magnificent place. It was the most beautiful, pure, vibrant, colorful existence I can ever imagine. And even then I can't even properly give the words to describe it. I do more hindrance in describing it than I can do justice for it. And
yeah, like, there's just no words in the English language to describe it.
None. Just bliss. Just pure, utter bliss. The best things you could ever think. And no more bad memories, only good memories. And then you can only think of all the best things in your life. But you can't remember Earth itself. You can only remember I was in a existence before this existence that had similar good feelings to it, but not so awesome. You know what I mean? Like it would be like playing. It would be like playing the Nintendo Wii's GoldenEye versus playing the Nintendo 64's GoldenEye. Not so good.
That was
you know what I mean?
Perfect analogy.
Not so
that
good.
Was perfect.
Like the
Nothing will
Wii's
beat that
version,
one.
not so good. The Nintendo 64, the best version. You know what I mean?
Bro,
It's
that
like
was
you
perfect
came from the
video.
Wii and you got put into the Nintendo 64's version of that game. Or it's like
Holy fuck.
Or it's like
Or
having
like
a
what?
freshly baked apple pie that you don't have to wait to cool down from the oven, but isn't cold. You know what I
The
mean?
perfect temperature. Because,
Not
bro.
even the perfect temperature. No, it's like it's fresh out of the oven. You could pull it out with your bare hands, but you could still eat it
The
and still
fuck?
have the awesomely hotness of the oven, but not scold your mouth. You know? It's like,
Yeah,
boom,
that's what you
instantly
got
perfect.
transported to after.
And
Like
that's
he
what I
carried
got.
you there.
Yeah, like he got pulled. He pulled me there, and then he told me I
Okay, yeah.
have a reason to exist. He made me for a purpose, and that
Mhm.
purpose is. And he told me what my purpose was, and I can't remember. Once I came back from the acid trip and left heaven and left hell, went to heaven, and then left heaven and came to here. He said, you have to go back, and I can't tell you what Jesus looks like, except he's not white, because it wasn't a white hand. I can tell you he's not
Was it like the
black,
color of
because
sand?
he wasn't black. But
Yeah.
he wasn't a white man, he wasn't an Asian. I don't even think he would be a Middle Eastern either. It was like a bronze golden. You know what I mean?
He was light skinned.
What?
Yeah. I get what you mean. Interesting.
And
Maybe he was like Mexican. Hispanic.
if it was a Hispanic, it was a more vibrant Hispanic color. Because even the
Okay,
white,
yeah.
even our version of white here isn't close to the dullest white in heaven.
Yeah.
So my skin was like whiter than white, like whiter than snow. Like
Yeah.
my body skin was whiter than snow
Mhm.
in heaven. Like it was blinding.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
And there was no
Bro, that's
shadows.
so cool.
There were no shadows. But you could tell definitions and like shapes and stuff. And borders and everything. And distance. But there was no shadows. It was like the light permeated through everything. Because he was the existence of light. And everything existed because of him. So his light made everything exist. And that was just Jesus himself. I didn't see the Father. I heard the Father,
I
because
feel
the
like
Father
you wouldn't
said,
even have been able to take seeing it. Like
I
I feel
probably
like
wouldn't.
he looks so. Yeah, like you just would have.
I probably
would
would have
have
been
back a
mentally
regular
retarded.
person again.
I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't even be able
literally,
to
though.
talk about this experience as well as I am now, which isn't that good.
Mhm.
It's like, I can't even describe half of what I saw there. I'm trying to put human words to heavenly
Say
and
something divine.
hell-ish words, but it doesn't do justice to
Yeah.
either of them. But, oh, so he told me my purpose, and he said, you have to go back, and when I turned and looked back at Earth, I just remembered turning back to him and saying, I don't want to. And he said, but if you don't go, then
You can't
the
fulfill your
people
purpose.
that are supposed to be here won't be here.
What? Interesting.
Well, the purpose for people to be here is to point to him and to try to get people to free themselves from the enslavement that is sin, which is destroying yourself, thinking you are gratifying a greater need in this life than the next, which is disobeying God.
Right.
Because he made us to elevate and strengthen each other and this world. We weren't meant to destroy it, but to tend to it and make sure it didn't get destroyed. We were to constantly manicure it, basically. Like your nails. You don't let your fingernails grow continuously and not trim them. You know? It's kind of like the earth. And that's what we were here for. And we didn't.
Yeah.
We decided to do what we wanted instead. And destroy it. We also wanted to destroy each other and abuse each other and misuse each other for our own personal gains, when we were supposed to work together in a community that loved each other and worked in harmony with each other. Maybe not every single human being existing together in the same tribe, but tribes coming together between each other and sharing goods with each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely get that.
Like, that was the original purpose of us.
Yeah, yeah.
And on top of that, we all have a specific purpose that we're created for. To show the greatness and just to give glory and honor to God some way through our life. Whether it be seeing a homeless person on the street one day and going up to him and giving him the last $20 in your pocket, knowing you're not going to eat that day. But that homeless man, he was literally going to die in the next 5 hours because he was on his 90th hour without food or water. And you also told him Jesus Christ died for your sins and wants to give you a better life. And he said, you know what? Tell me about it. Because I ain't got nothing else to live for. And so you showed him a way to a better life. And then he got better and he got a job. And then he paid it forward. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Like, that could be that person's purpose.
Yeah. It's like a cycle.
Yep.
It's like a cycle.
Yep.
Cycle of reminding everybody why we're here.
Yep.
You did better in a couple hours explaining to me everything than the church has ever done. That's crazy.
Well, that's probably because I'm doing something that God wanted me to do. I don't know. He's probably mostly the one that's telling you. There's a famous line in the Bible that says, if I speak with all the wisdom, knowledge, and with a silver spoon tongue, but do not have charity, which is love or kind or kinship to other human beings, then I am nothing. If I go to die as a martyr for my faith, but do not have charity, I am nothing. What he's basically stating is, if I don't love other people more than I'm willing to die, then I do not have the right to say I have lived a life. Because we're all supposed to care for each other. And caring for each other is called charity. There's also a great verse in the Bible that basically says that it's not by my words that you understand, but it's the Father's Spirit, the Holy Spirit, that lives within you, that testifies to my words being true. That way, even if your mind says he's a liar, no one cares for you, God isn't real. There's a piece of your spirit, your soul, your inner man that says no, what they're telling you is true. That's the Holy Spirit of God. And that's probably why I'm explaining it better to you in these 2 hours than a church. Because the church has been asking you for money, while I've just been wanting to hang out and play video games with you.
I just want to fucking give you a hug, bro. Like, that's the only thing.
I'm
That's
hugging you on
very
my
crazy.
stream right now.
Fuck yeah, bro. I'm giving you that from California to Michigan hug. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
Very serious. You know what I'm saying? They might really have something.
But holy fuck. You know what's great? Like, when I used to go to church, like, I used to read the Bible as a kid, but I would only want to read, like, Revelations and stuff. Like, you know, like, what would happen. But I never gave a chance to, like, you know, like, what already happened. Like, I like to think that, okay, like, I wanted to prove the Bible wrong, like, for what it says, but I think it's more that I want to prove that the church is wrong. Because after talking to you, and, you know, you do your due diligence reading the Bible and stuff, I don't really feel like there's bullshit in it now as much as I used to. I just more feel like the church has been steering people into the wrong direction. So you like changed my whole perspective on the Bible in 2 hours. That's crazy.
Well, I'm glad I could do that because I view the Bible as the living Word of God as a book.
Yeah, that's really what it is. For real. But I don't know. I don't want to get into all that. But what I will get into is that you've done your research and you've done it right, and maybe that was your purpose, is to spread the word as it's supposed to be, not how the money makers want it.
Truer words could never have been spoken,
damn
my
good
man.
job. You're doing a pretty damn great job at what you do.
I try, man. I just want people to understand that it's not about religion or having to go to a place or having to always feel like God's gonna smite you because you did something wrong. Christianity isn't about being perfect. It's about saying, hey, I'm actually really flawed and I need help to make myself better. And I know that only the creator of the universe can do that. And I'm willing to put my faith that he's willing to do that. And that's what that is. At least that's what I think it is.
No, yeah, that I don't even have words for how correct you are. Like, it's almost like in church they say that sometimes God will use someone else's tongue to tell you things, and that's like literally just what it feels like right now.
Well, that is awesome to hear. Because, you know, I always want to be used by God, and I never know how he's going to do it. I, like, always expect, like, a flood or something, or, like, there's going to be, like, a fire stone that falls from heaven and is about to destroy some place, and I go, stop! And then it stops, and,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, yay, I just saved people!
You catch it. Sometimes the tongue is the most strongest weapon that you have.
Right. But this is even better than that, in my opinion. Because if I can change your mind about Christianity from being a non-church view to more of a, hey, I don't have to worry about going to church. All I have to do is believe that he forgave me and say I'm sorry. And try.
That's kind of how I've always viewed it. Like don't get me wrong. Like I believe in God, and I've always believed that there's a higher power. But I just I never believed in the Bible. That was just the one thing. So that's where I was always disconnected. But you kind of connected me to it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
Because, I mean, I guess you did, like, reinforce, like, God back into my life. Because, you know, like, we stray away when things don't go your way. And you kind of forget where
I hear that.
to give thanks.
You know,
Yeah.
the world likes to make the mind a very noisy and busy place for us, so we don't remember that he's already, the creator of the universe is already going to take care of all of our needs before they're ever going to happen. But we have to have the trials, we have to have the troubles, we have to have the problems, we have to have the, you know, the growing pains, like, so to say. Like I feel like the days that are really hard for people to get out of bed are just the days that God's extra hard pushing, like, hey, you need to let go of that anger, bud. It's not worth it. Or he's trying to get you to be like, hey, bud, stop focusing on what happened yesterday. You know, it doesn't do any good, type thing, you know? I think, like, when things get hard and difficult, it's to push you to a critical thinking of, like, a spiritual critical thinking of how to analyze and fix the problem than a, hey, I'm gonna punish you type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah.
I don't think they're punishments. I think they're learning lessons. I think they're, like, tests, like school tests.
Yeah, like your lessons. Yeah. Turn your L's to lessons. Losses are never losses because you gain knowledge.
Right.
You win that out
the
of
only
it.
way you lose from falling is if you never get up. I mean,
knew that this game of Call of Duty, man.
if you never fail, then you can never achieve. Because it, in my opinion, if you never fail, then I don't think you ever achieved. You know what I mean?
You don't know what it feels like to achieve something.
Right.
I feel like,
Just
I
comes
completely
to
get
you.
you.
Like, if you don't fail, it just comes to you. And then it's boring. Which is also why I believe the reason for hell and sin and all this pain and misery on this planet. If we were never given the option to go against God's will or what he wants for us, then he would never know that we want to be his friend. He would never know that we truly desire to do what he wants us to do. He would never know that we truly love him. And we also wouldn't truly understand that he loves us, that he wants to do things for us. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
No, yeah.
In my personal opinion, I wish the church quit. Quit. The church would just be like, you know what? I wish the the organized church, like the Catholic Church and the Protestant churches and all that stuff, stop.
Yeah.
Trying to grow, to monopolize, to use the people of its masses, you know, like the 90% that actually give money to the churches. If they didn't use them and actually, like, spread the message that they supposedly teach in their holy textures, then it would be what it was actually designed for.
I never watched it. I don't know about it. I know I've heard names from my daughter.
Because then you
Yeah,
wouldn't...
because if you really think about it, church isn't necessary at all. It's just another place to go.
Right.
If that makes sense.
I mean, like, I understand a building that's specifically for people to come together to worship God and not have to worry about leaving at a certain time so other people can come in and use it to do other things or whatnot, you know what I mean? But to where it's become a look at Joel Osteen. A building that's bigger than most football stadiums. And there's a natural disaster and you can't even let people in that are suffering from the natural disaster. That's not a church. That's not a Christian building. You know what I mean? That's not what who he says his God believes. You know? That's not what he says by love each other as I love thee. He didn't say, oh hey, I know that the hurricane just came through and you guys are suffering, but no, you're not allowed to stay dry and have shelter and clean water here. You're not allowed. I don't think that's what he stands for. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I think that's what churches have been slowly becoming, which is sad. Very, very sad.
It's just exploitative. They exploit the people. And usually, like, I don't know, most people who, like, I've seen, like, when I used to go to church, it would be, like, less fortunate people who barely had anything to give themselves. And they'll give their last to the church, and the church wouldn't even, like, bat an eye. Like, they just be like, okay, well, that's what you're supposed to do. And I just find that so shitty. Like, that's such a shitty thing. That's why, like, my family stopped going to church, because they didn't care that we were giving our last. They just saw that we weren't giving as much as the last person. It was just a fucked up cycle.
Yeah. You know, there's actually a really good story that Jesus tells. And it's about a Samaritan and a Pharisee. And they both go to the altar of God in the synagogue on a worship day, on a Sabbath day. And the Pharisee, he stands at the altar and he has his head lifted up to God and his hands lifted up to God and prays. And his prayer is, thank you, God, that I'm not like this publican, this sinner. Thank you, God, that I'm not a murderer, that I'm not a thief, that I'm not adulterer, and all this stuff. Basically, he's basically boasting about how awesome he is to the Lord. But the publican, he won't even look up to God. He literally punches himself in the chest while he's looking down at the ground, not even looking up to heaven, not even standing in the synagogue, but outside, just outside the doors. And he says, forgive me, God, for I am just a sinner. A lowly, lowly sinner that needs help. Jesus says, truly, the sinner has been forgiven, but the Pharisee has not. And that's
the
basically...
sinner was forgiven, but the guy inside wasn't?
Yeah, the
Because the
Pharisee.
guy inside felt righteous. He
Yeah,
almost felt more righteous than God himself.
yep. And then there's another one about the poor widow. And this story is a true story. Jesus was sitting one day in the temple, witnessing all the people giving their tithes to God. And he sees a Pharisee, a lawyer, a man of law, a practicer of law. So someone who would go in the courthouse in Israel back in this time and defend people. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he was very knowledgeable and very wealthy. And he gave the minimum of what extra he had. He gave his 10% of the extra amount of money that he had, which the Lord tells in the Hebrews in Deuteronomy, which is the Old Testament, the tithe, 10% of your fields, your wheat, your cattle, your stuff like that goes to the Lord, 10% of it. So that's what he was giving. He was given just 10%. But this poor widow, who had children at home to feed, had just 1 talent, which is 1 year's wage, to give. And she gave all of her money that she had into the offering plate. Jesus turns to his disciples and says, "Surely she has given more to the kingdom of heaven than the rich man has. She will not lose her reward, for the Father truly sees what she has given over what the Pharisee has given." Basically, he's stating, if someone who has barely anything to give gives, but people who have a lot to give do not give, the person who gives that doesn't have anything to give will get more than what the normal people who do give get.
Because it takes more out of a person to give your last than it takes to give a bit of your wage where you'll still be able to live after. Okay.
Yep, it takes
I think
more
I've heard
faith.
this story before.
It takes more faith in God providing all of your needs and necessities when you give every last dollar to God and not your rent, is what Jesus is saying.
That's kind of what the church runs away with, that story, but I feel like it's not the same like nowadays than it was.
They try using that story to get people that don't have anything to give while still giving the people that have a lot to give a way out. They're literally telling them, hey, you can give just the 10%, but hey, people that don't have money don't think you cannot give. That's basically what they're saying. Which is not what Jesus meant at all by that teaching. He meant that people
I'm sure the
that
people
have
in the church don't even really care.
Most people don't. But what he truly meant was people that have a lot extra, you're the ones who should be giving more, so the people who don't have money don't have to give tithes. That's what he was trying to teach. He was trying to teach that if people who had the extra money gave all the extra and didn't hold back, because it's not like they need it. That's extra. They already have everything they need. Then the people...
So that's why they say billionaires don't go to heaven.
That's
like,
why
like something that
that's
they
why
say.
they say a rich man, it's hard to enter the kingdom of heaven than a camel to fit through the eye of the needle, because a rich man
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have a need for God. Everything he has, he can provide for himself, except for his own safety when it comes to heaven or hell. Which is why it's hard for him to understand there is a place that you cannot, no matter how much you have, get out of going to it. You can't buy your way out of it, basically.
That's the one thing they can't buy.
Yep. Which is why he says, whoever seeks to gain their life will lose it, and whoever will lose their life for the gospel and my sake will keep it. Because this world is gonna pass away anyways. Just like we're gonna die one day anyways.
Rich people almost feel like they're not gonna die because they have so much in the world that doesn't really matter.
Right?
Mm. Yeah. Wow, 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 wow. Eye opener.
You know what I would do if I was rich?
Hmm.
If I was rich, I would buy a mobile home and I would stock it
Mm-hmm.
with gift cards for a lifetime supply. Like I would have a set amount of gift cards for grocery stores
Mm-hmm.
that would be set for weekly allowance for 50 years, and the rest of the money I would have in cash on the bus, and I would go city to city throughout the United States, and I would go to homeless shelters. I would buy homeless people clothing that looks good. I would buy them a hotel room for a week, and I would buy them shower supplies and shaving equipment or grooming equipment for women so that they could go and try to get jobs to better themselves. I would pay for them to go to GED classes if they didn't have GEDs. I would also give them um, paperwork to apply to government grant programs for college to further education to try and better their life. That's what I would do if
You're
I won
basically
the
gonna
Mega
give them
Millions lottery.
what the government failed to do for them. You're gonna do it. Give them a second chance at.
Yep,
You know.
that's what I would do. I
That's,
would do what Russia did.
that's very
I would
noble.
try and help all the people who want to better their lives, and I would tell the people who don't want to better their lives, go and get bent, go to prison, because you're not you're not contributing to society.
Or more like, well, that's what prison is kind of supposed to be. Is like to be like to conform people to being a part of society, I guess. But
No,
that's not what prison does anymore.
no, it's not. Prison is meant to indoctrinate
cage
people
people.
into a criminal lifestyle and to paint people in a bad light so that the other people of society don't trust them ever again.
Mm-hmm.
The human system of governing and incarceration is so flawed. It's one of the most flawed things in existence. And it's so sad.
I mean, out here at least. I be seeing like, I think it's like Switzerland or some shit, and it's basically like they're just their own community until they like do their sentencing. Like they're not treated like, I don't know, like they can't ever be saved. Like they're just
Right.
gonna be like that forever. I just feel like the United States would rather look for quick fixes than to actually help their people. And they get paid for people to be in prison, don't they? Like that's the money in their pocket as long as someone is in prison.
In the federal prisons, yes. They get paid per inmate
Hmm.
by the federal
At the end of
government,
the day, it's all about the dollar bill.
which isn't even worth anything. Did you know, because of the COVID pandemic and all the stimulus checks and all the printing of extra dollars by the U.S. government, that our dollar is now technically worth 45 cents?
Are you for real?
Yep.
That's less than third world countries.
Yep.
That's insane. Well, I'm
Th-
sure that the third world countries dollar probably has went down as well, but still, that's just fucking insane.
You know, the weirdest part about this whole COVID pandemic thing is the fact that everyone's pushing these vaccines, but if you look at the most uh, um, uh, infected regions of the world are also the most vaccinated regions of the world. Like Israel, 80% of its population is fully vaccinated. That means the 2 shots plus 2 boosters.
Right.
Did you know they have 90% of the people who get COVID are vaccinated
No
in
shit.
their country?
Well, I mean, that kind of, like, to me, that makes sense because the people who are vaccinated probably have, like, they're more comfortable. They think that they're untouchable, and really it just means that the symptoms won't hit them as hard as it would an unvaccinated person. Like, people think that the vaccine is a cure, but it's just like when you get the flu shot, it's just gonna help you not get as sick.
Well,
So, like, that makes
that
sense, but at the same time, I don't know.
that would be true if it was a normal vaccine, but this is a RNA vaccine.
Oh, what?
An RNA vaccine. An RNA vaccine is a new vaccine. It was created to fight cancer.
Oh, right.
Basically, what it is scientists have created microscopic organisms called nanobots that go into a person's DNA and rewrites it.
What the
Literally,
fuck?
yep. And it's supposed to rewrite it to be more resistant to the COVID illness.
Hmm.
The only problem with that is you're changing human DNA makeup.
Right. Unnatural.
On top of that, side effects that they're finding, long-term side effects, are blood clots, seizures, heart attacks, pregnant women are giving birth to dead fetuses.
Whoa. Like if they get it while they're pregnant, the vaccine, or what?
Yep. It kills their children.
Oh, what the fuck?
And any woman who got the vaccine, it killed their eggs. Their ovaries are dead. They have no more eggs in them.
So they can't reproduce.
They can't reproduce anymore. Pfizer just put out a information because a 10-year-old just had complications from the vaccine. I can't remember what exact complications it was, but they are now changing their opinion on whether the vaccine is safe for children 10 or under. So now it's not safe.
Yeah, because I know that like 3 and under they can't get vaccinated.
Yeah, but they were pushing for anyone 7 and up to get vaccinated, and now they have to retract that statement.
Things like that, like I always see them as like it sucks that there had to be a kid to show that it's not okay, but it's also good because it saves like millions of other kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying it's good, but
right,
it happened for a good cause. That's what I was trying to say. Because the way that our government works, they want to open up and be normal. I say that with air quotations again. So they want everybody to be vaccinated, but that's just not a safe option for everybody. It's not viable.
Right.
Like, I'm not vaccinated, I know that, and I'm not gonna get vaccinated. And whether, you know, I could sound like an anti-vaxxer all I want, but they just made something and they want me to put it in my body. He got me fucked up.
I mean,
that's
you
all
sound,
I know.
You sound very educated. I mean, you sound very intelligent about vaccines. You probably know that a vaccine in America, for it to be seen as safe or properly tested by the CDC,
or the CDC,
that it has to go through testing for long-term side effects and everything like that. Do you know how long long-term side effects have to be observed for to be written down as long-term side effects? 10 years.
Way longer than a year.
10 years.
Way longer than the damn year.
Yeah, so how can you say you have a vaccine? Oh, because it's COVID, so we did it based on the COVIDs that we already know of. Yet you're trying to tell the people of the world that this COVID is unlike any other COVID that you guys have ever seen before. Yet you're gonna make a vaccine that's based on COVIDs from the past. Yeah, that really makes sense.
Makes no sense. Yeah,
like, what?
It makes the opposite of sense.
Right.
It'll never cease to surprise me how they would try to trick us just to make sure that their ass will be saved. But I don't know.
It just proves to me that the government wants to kill us all.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna allude to, is that this vaccine might be like population control for the whole world, not just
it
the
is.
United States.
Oh, it definitely is. It's the one world order's way they're gonna call the Earth without starting World War III, even though they're pushing World War III with Russia and the United States and NATO. Over in the Ukraine.
Right? I thought they were one of our allies. Don't we have allies and shit, and they're one of them?
Haven't you heard of what's going on in the Ukraine?
But I wish. I don't watch the news. I don't watch any educational things. Like, I just go off of what I hear from other people. Like, this is my first time hearing it. So what's going on?
So the Ukraine wants to stay its own thing, and Russia is being they're being accused of wanting to bring Ukraine back into the USSR style of Russia. And so and that's what NATO's claiming Russia's saying. Russia's saying no, we don't, but we want to keep our borders protected, and that way no one tries to invade us. Which is why we're putting our military on the borders there. Because you, NATO, and America have been putting military forces on Russia's border. Russia and Ukraine's border. That alone, America and the NATO putting military soldiers and equipment on the border of Russia technically is a declaration of war in itself by all standards of the Geneva Accord and the UN's World Code for War Declaration.
Yeah.
So technically Russia has all right to declare war on NATO and America if they want.
But they haven't.
No, they haven't, because Putin is smart. He's not going to be strong-armed into causing World War III. He's smarter than that. But he's definitely gonna defend himself if Biden or the NATO troops decide to try any funny business. And Biden stated that the U.S. will do preemptive strikes on Russia if they see any aggressive movement from Russia. And they define any aggressive movement by Russia as placing any military on the border of Ukraine. But that's Russia's border.
That sounds so stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're literally goading, NATO and the United States are trying to goad Putin into starting World War III by placing troops on his border to protect his place. But at the same time, it's like, but I thought we had our right to protect our borders. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
basically America just plays dirty as fuck. Because they don't want to be in the history book saying that they started the war. They want it to be someone else. So they had someone else to blame.
Always
That's
has.
how I'm seeing it.
Always has. I mean, let's look at the Revolutionary War. I mean, come on now. No taxation without representation? Really? Because what did the U.S. government do not even 40 years after the no taxation without representation? We're gonna start taxing people. Really? Oh, really? You guys started with freedom and not wanting to be taxed by someone that's across the pond, but now you're gonna want to tax your own people, just like the people from across the pond, for the same reasons of the people from across the pond, aka Britain. It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
Because at the end of the day, America is basically a love child of a bunch of founding fathers from Britain.
Oh yeah.
That's really what it is.
Did you know that every single president of the United States, other than Donald J. Trump, has been related to the family of Britain?
I did actually
The royal
know that.
family. all Russia,
That is
all,
one
all
thing.
Canada's prime ministers as well. The only person
So do we really
who,
have
the
a
only
say in the votes?
the only person to ever be nominated for president, like nominated to be like a candidate to run for presidency in the United States, who's not been related to a crown family member of Britain, was Hillary Clinton, and she is the granddaughter of Hitler himself.
What?
Yeah,
No,
you
you're
didn't know?
fucking with me.
No, I'm not. Look
You
it up.
are
Look up
fucking
her
with me.
family tree. Look up her family tree. It has been declassified. She is biological granddaughter of Hitler.
I didn't even know he had kids. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I failed history. I'm gonna be very honest with you right now. I failed history. I was burned out in high school. I didn't care about school.
Well, that's
But
fine because your history class would have tried to tell you that Hitler died by a suicide gunshot in his bunker during World War II, where it has now been declassified. He lived in Argentina for 50 years after World War II. He recently died back in 2012.
So he never committed suicide.
Nope,
ever.
he never committed
That
suicide.
never was a thing.
He was put on trial. He was held to his crimes, but because of the science experiments the Nazis did, and because of all the technologies that the Nazis came across and everything during World War II, that they sold to the governments of the world to lessen their sentences, the Nazi Party was given access to the greatest science experiments of the world. I mean, look at the atomic bomb
on the backs of Nazis and shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know that. That's something I do know about. They brought Nazis, like some of the greatest Nazis, whoever, captains,
Einstein.
whatever you want to call them. He was a Nazi? No
Yeah.
way. Bro, what the fuck?
He was a German scientist from back in World War II.
Oh.
Yeah. Einstein was
I
a
didn't
German
know that.
scientist. Yeah.
These are details they leave out on their biographies. They never said none of
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the smartest man in history was a Nazi. Great idea. Great fucking idea to give everyone. Oh, by the way, he also believed in Jesus Christ and God. He also stated that science was God's law in action. But he was a Nazi too. Just saying.
I feel like
Some of the it's actually true though. Some of the Nazi scientists, they did not know what Hitler was doing to the Jews, and they never would have went along with working for the Nazis if they known, which is why they switched over to the Allied forces once they found out. They and got captured, air quote that.
That is very true. I'm sure not everybody knew what was going on except the higher up.
Even some of the SS members didn't know, because some of the SS members that were stationed in main parts of Germany that didn't have a big Jewish population didn't know what was happening to the Jews. They only knew what was happening to the mentally handicapped. But the mentally handicapped, well, they were dissidents. They were liabilities to the government. They didn't want to have to take care of them their entire life. Why would you want to do that? They're handicapped. This is also back in the day where handicapped people were back in the day, handicapped people were looked at as, well, worth less than useless.
Yep. But that's still fucked up. That's still fucked up. Even if they just thought that it was handicapped people. It's still fucked up. But, I don't know.
Well, I mean, half of...
like, I ain't gonna lie. a lot of, well, by handicap, do you mean like mentally handicapped or
Yeah,
like they
like
ain't got no leg or
mentally,
something?
mentally and physically handicapped, like born mentally or born physically handicapped. Like the Nazi people killed them, like
Oh
outright.
hell no.
Yeah, they killed them outright, like in the streets. They didn't like the Jews send them quietly to a facility to be tortured to death. No, they just took them out in
Yeah.
the street and killed them because they were seen
They
as
probably thought
a hindrance
they were
to.
taking them out their misery,
Yeah,
basically.
they were a
They
hindrance.
were doing them a favor, is what they seen it as.
Yeah, you also
Okay,
have to
okay.
look at World War II Germany as a it. They were really fucked over from World War One. Like their economy was on the verge of collapse. Like no one could hold a job, no one could eat. Like people were cannibalizing each other
Oh shit.
in Germany back in this time because no one could
Yeah.
support themselves because of World War One, they were held to such a criminal degree because of what happened with the Archduke being assassinated from I think it's Wayland or whatever, one of the European states had their Archduke assassinated on German soil by a I can't remember what nationality the other prince was from, but yeah, it was a prince's bodyguard in World War that started World War One by assassinating an archduke on Germany sovereign land during a accords meeting, and that's what started World War One. So Germany was taxed very heavily at the end of World War One for the treaty agreements. So they could barely
Yeah.
even function as a state, let alone like be happy or be able to have moral backing of maybe we shouldn't put
Yeah.
a person
They were
in
dehumanized.
leadership that sounds aggressive and hates anyone that's non-German. You know what I mean? They ate up Hitler
Yeah.
because Hitler promised
But
to
it,
bring back glory to
Okay.
Germany, and he promised to give every man, woman, and child 3 meals a day and a
They should
house
be
over
like
their
a
head.
Messiah.
Yeah, he was a messiah
That's how
to
they
them,
saw.
and he held through. Like Germany was on track to being the greatest nation in history since Babylon. Like literally since Babylon. Their technology dwarfed all other nations by 100 years. Like their
Yeah,
planes.
weren't they always beating us
Yeah,
and like
during World War
everything, the
II, Germany
space?
was destroying the continents of the world. They would have easily taken
Everything.
Russia if they waited till summer and not spring. They went during the middle of winter to invade Russia, Stalingrad. Like if Hitler would have just waited and kept his troops back and just kept the Allies at bay until spring kicked off, then he could have invaded Russia, got the USSR to compromise to a treaty to help them take out the United States. Hitler could have ran the entire world. He could have had the first world order, man.
But that just wasn't his purpose on this earth. Sadly for him, that just
No,
was not
the
what.
Nope, the people who were pulling his strings said, okay, that experiment went way too far. End it. And because he wouldn't end it, they had the Allies take over. Which is why the scientists went to Russia, China, and America. The elite of the world.
I didn't know any of that. I didn't know any of that, bro. That's kind of insane. The elite of the world, what?
The elite of the world, basically gave Hitler a outline to follow. Hitler didn't follow the outline to the T, and he started taking a little too far and doing a little more than he was supposed to. So they silenced him, and they ended what his regime was gonna do. He didn't play ball. He wasn't tight enough on the leash, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I
he
mean,
thought that he could just take over.
Look at
I could understand why he was on that high. Like he had a whole country behind him.
Not even a whole country.
Why.
He had he technically had over 2/5 of the world landmass.
Holy shit.
All he had to do was take over Russia, leave Asia alone, and take over Africa, and he would have owned the entire world, besides America and China. And all he had to do was wait till spring to do it, and he didn't.
Why? Why until spring? Was it like snowing or something? Like, did the snow have to
Russia,
do anything
dude.
with it? Whoa.
Russia. Think of
Yeah,
Russia.
it snows. I know it's snow out there.
Winter.
That's the only
Very
thing I know.
brutal cold. It's close to the Arctic Circle. Like, half of Russia is technically the Arctic Circle.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's very, very cold. So if you go in the beginning of winter, end of fall, into a climate that's 90% winter, chances are you're going to be in weather that's negative 15 to 20 degrees. Plus your homeland is a Mediterranean style land, so you're mostly used to, let's say, -5 at worst. Really wet. Heavy snow, not super deep, fluffy, crystally frozen snow.
Yeah.
So his people were getting frostbite and hypothermia and all that, and flash frost freeze on extremities, so they had to amputate and stuff like that.
They were
Which
becoming
is
what they
why-
killed almost. They killed all those disabled people just to become. Wow, that's crazy how full circle happens, honestly. That's kind of insane.
So that's why he failed to invade Russia, because he went during the coldest time of the year. Not so smart.
Yeah. Well, we knew that he wasn't the genius of it all.
Yeah, no. Hitler before... Hitler
Wasn't
3
he like
years...
a painter?
Hitler 3 years before he became the leader of the Nazi Party, he was seen as a mentally handicapped person.
Are you for real?
Yep. He had dyslexia. He couldn't read. He couldn't write. Could barely speak sentences correctly. But he was taught.
What changed?
He was taught by a man. He was taught by a man named Aleister Crowley.
That's one of the BO4 characters' names, Alistair.
Aleister
like that.
Crowley.
The old guy.
The most evil man in the world. His mother called him the Beast. Gave him the nickname
Why?
666.
Why? Do you know why?
Yes.
I've never heard of this man before.
Aleister Crowley, if you look him up, Aleister Crowley is the father of the occult. He wrote the Satanic Bible himself. He said that he could he said that the wife of Satan, Lucifer himself, Lilith of the demons, was his wife. She slept with him in bed every night.
What the fuck?
That's what Aleister
That's the
Crowley
woman that walked
claimed.
out on Adam, right? She
Yep.
didn't want to be.
That's what
like,
the
submit to
that's
Adam?
what the Jews. That's what the Jews believe.
Oh, what did Christians believe? I don't even think Christians believe in Lilith, do they?
No. We do not. We believe that Eve was the first woman and she was a piece of Adam. We don't believe in Lilith.
Right?
But the Hebrews, certain family of the Jewish people, believe that in the beginning, God made man and woman, and then woman decided not to follow man, and then she was kicked out of Eden, so then God made a new woman for Adam, and that was his twin called Eve, because it was made from his rib. They also believe that the Hebrew name for rib is actually a term for the male penis bone, which we now know through studies of science that if you were to look on the human being body, there is only one bone that is missing from a human being from birth, and that is only found in the male genitalia of said species, aka the man, and that is his penis. His penis actually, our penises, the man's penis,
to have a bone?
is actually supposed to have a bone in it. A thin one of cartilage, but still bone. Kind of like our nose, soft and malleable, but still firm to have a shape. God removed that. Which is also why, if you scientifically make a man out of a woman, all you do is turn their vagina inside out.
Yeah.
Because it's the shape of a penis. Because that's the bone that he put inside of the woman.
Holy.
At least that's what is believed.
The Jewish people believe?
Yeah.
Or is that what Christians?
That's what the Jewish people believe. Now, the Christians believe that it was the floating rib of Adam. One of the rib bones that aren't really needed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, zombie.
Well, it's said scientifically that males have less ribs than women do.
Yep. That is true too. Which is why the Christians believe that's the rib that was taken out. Which either one can be the truth. I don't care. Like it don't bother me.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Well, I
matter.
mean, it matters, but at the same time, as long as you're doing what you're put on this earth to do, it doesn't matter what happened, however long ago that was.
Right.
That's very interesting, though. That's one thing that always got me, the Lilith thing.
Yeah, I know. It's some weird stuff. I mean, if you read the Book of Enoch, which I highly recommend you read that book. It's not in the Bible, but it's amazing. I love it. It tells you about the chief demons and fallen angels, and it gives you their names. And I'll tell you one thing, Lucifer is not in it.
So it's not just Lucifer?
Nope.
Oh.
Lucifer's not even in it.
Oh.
His name's not even in it.
Well, maybe that's not his real name. It was translated wrong. I don't know. That's how I'm gonna see it. Maybe his story
Lucifer
is just a
means
bunch of
light
other
bringer,
ones
morning
put
star.
together. Yeah.
In Hebrew.
Morning Star. Yeah, that's another name that I hear.
Do you know the title for Jesus is the morning star of God? So dot.
That gives you something to...
Right. Oh my! Crash! Oh my god. No way! No way, bro. What? Bro! No way! Oh my dude. What?